Now we should be live. I'm hoping we are, actually. Let's check this out. I can't... Yeah, we are live. Okay, there we go. Alright, cool. Let me see if I have to, like, bring people over. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now it's making sense. Now it's making sense. Okay, finally. Finally. My goodness. We're gonna have to bring everybody over. Alright, so this is working. I guess I should just share the stuff. Let me just do this. Finally working. F. Chat. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so hopefully you guys should be able to hear me, right? Let's just confirm that real quick. Do a quick sound test. Like I said, I mean, by no means am I promising anything, you know, professional. By no means necessary. But I think we finally got this thing going. Yeah, I know. I've been trying for like, I've been trying for like the past half hour to get this shit going. I did a test stream like a half hour ago and it was working fine. And then when I went to go live, the shit just like, it was live on my end, but when I went to view it on YouTube, it wasn't going live at all. So, yeah, let's just do like a quick sound check, I guess. Just let me know if you guys can hear me in chat, and then we'll get this thing going. If you guys don't mind, I guess share the link. I did, you know, share it before, but ultimately ended up boomerang that pretty hard, right? So we got a few things to talk about. I'm feeling pretty good. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. If I sound good, if I'm too loud, then just let me know. Oh, I'm too loud? Alright, cool. So I'll just bump this down then. Is that fine? If that's fine, just let me know. Yeah, this is me talking like normally, so I don't want to start like going on a rant and then ultimately end up destroying your guys' ears and stuff, so sound good. I just lowered it down, so again, just let me know. Just let me know. If it's too low now, then I'll bump it back up, and the person who was complaining that I was too loud has to just, you know, I guess lower down the volume if anything. Alright, cool. Alright, so everybody's saying we sound good. So we'll just proceed for the stream. So, I guess, the topic, right? F in chat. This is an open invitation, obviously. And, oh, disliked. Fuck me. Disliked. Let me just, check the channel. It's up. Share it. Thank you very much. Alright. So right now, the stream is basically a mess. We're just basically trying to get people in here, I guess. But, yeah, we got some things to talk about, man. I guess we're going to cover some of the events that have transpired over the past, what, 3 to 4 days, roughly? Probably since Tuesday night, I would imagine. Right? You guys already know the drill about Fantasy Soft. And, what we're gonna do is... Well, okay, Crispy, to answer your question, there's always been beef between the two. Apparently, the beef is inherently... It stems from, probably a couple years back. Roughly 2018, I believe. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, for people in the chat. And, essentially what's happening there is that, you know, Sushi has a habit. If you look into her at all, and obviously the way I look into her isn't the way isn't the same way she suggests for certain people that live on a farm to look into other people. It's not the same thing. But yeah, roughly around 2018, essentially, there's been some alleged beef between the two. And for the most part, if you look at the track record, if you go back and check a lot of things, now obviously, you know, Sky's obviously said some things about her. But it's not essentially out of the blue. But before I get into the actual beef into Dominique Sky for the most part. I kind of want to address a couple things first because I don't want to go off track too much. Obviously, this stream is going to be something that most people won't really want to listen to, I imagine. This is just stuff, to me, it's just nothing more than spring cleaning, more or less. This COVID-19 got everybody staying home, right? So luckily, I get to work from home for the most part. Yeah, Emmett, actual beef. Yeah, the stream is on Bluebird for sure. So most people have been asking me as of late. And we're going to open up this window over here. And we're going to actually go to my Twitter. Because I think it's important that we start here before I start going into the actual stuff. By the way, this is the secret Discord where all this stuff happens. Hold this L. So we're going to go over all this stuff that's over here. We're going to talk about how Sushi kind of came into I Stand With Vic, right? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about my specific issues with her. We're going to talk about my issues with Crow as of lately. I think he's a dishonest pile of garbage. I've gone on record to say that multiple times. We're going to talk about my issues with Kayla. She's a very opportunistic person. So, again, I'm going to try to be not like a savage or anything. And obviously this stream is open. It's an open invitation. So if certain people decide to join in and to come on and say whatever they have to say, I'll pass them this Discord link so that they can actually join. And then we can hopefully, I don't want to say talk it out. I have no intention of hashing things out with anybody. I think damage is done at this point. Right, so we're gonna go over all of that, and I'm actually gonna respond to a few people that have been in my Twitter mentions, especially because I think that's kind of important, right? Before I do that, let me just pop this chat out. I'm gonna pause the stream on my end because I don't need to see that anymore. I'm gonna pop out the chat so that way, we can just I can see what you guys are saying. Right? Can we talk it out? Yeah, sure. Yeah, you got the T, Rye. No, Rye, it's fine. I think I got this one. I'm gonna try to keep this as solo as possible. The only people I'm probably gonna open this stuff up to are the people that I'm talking about. Now, for the record, I guess we can jump right into it. I've made you guys wait long enough. Hopefully, you guys have time, and I really appreciate you guys being, being patient. It's been a long time since I've streamed. But essentially, let's go over my issues with Sushi and company. Now, originally, this started off with D8 Talks dropping an unfortunate timeline about that umbrella guy. And essentially what happened was, over the course of those videos being dropped, I found out a few things as well. Most of the stuff I had an idea about, and most of the stuff I knew. I generally knew for the most part. And I'm not really surprised to see how people reacted to it. I think had I covered the stuff that DA covered, a year ago, when Kayla and company told Tug and Flash that I was supposedly planning to expose them, I think had I covered it, I probably would have gotten a lot of flack for it, right? Because around the time I had issues with Tug, it mainly stems from, disagreements about the GoFundMe. I remember he made a couple of statements about Kamehacon that I just simply did not agree with, and that's mainly because I was involved for the most part with Kamehacon, not like official staff of anything, but I knew enough to know what the hell I was talking about. So I just didn't like the idea of getting people angry again, or refreshing the idea of getting people angry again, or keeping people angry, so that way they could funnel their money into a GoFundMe that was already doing well in and of itself, right? At the time there was $146,000 racked up, just based on telling the truth for the most part, right? No actual promises were made. The only promises that were made at the time were, hey, we're going to file some kind of litigation, right? And that much was followed through with, so at least that was fine. Nick gets suspended, and they wanted to pass this idea that essentially because I want to shop the idea, quote unquote, verbatim, word for word. I want to shop the idea of the GoFundMe being under attack, simply because Nick Recato was suspended. And now, bear in mind, this suspension was temporary at the time. That was his first suspension. Long story short, I privately disagreed. I didn't like the idea because it just wasn't accurate. It's not like I was trying to police anybody. It wasn't a matter of purity testing or anything. I just think at the time there was already enough hype behind this behind this stuff. So I didn't see the point in you know, in I guess riling people up again, because prior to that, I think around the time, you know, people were also talking about Vic's mom being under attack. You know, I also disagreed with it. Naturally, people did not agree with me, and at the same time, and this is actually what I'm experiencing now, is that people naturally assumed that I wasn't on their side anymore, right? And this isn't the content creators. Obviously, you know, I'm sure they had a problem with it, but most people, like a lot of people within the movement, they just assume that I'm someone who's just supposed to just, you know, repeat the same things that the other 6, 7, whatever people are repeating. And that's just now how I operate, right? So I came into this stuff neutral, and I stayed that way. Obviously, I did pick a side, or people picked a side for me, right? When you start, you know, I guess arguing in favor of Vic, not from a legal standpoint, but from more like a public sphere standpoint, you know, naturally people associate you with I Stand With Vic. So no problem, fine. You know, I did my own videos on the stuff. I did a lot of fact checking. I did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. You know, I've actually been in the trenches, right? And it's not so much me flexing, if anything. Obviously, the people that know what I've done, they know what I've done. I don't need the spotlight. Never wanted it. I just wanted to make sure that we were kind of like on the, you know, just keeping it real with people for the most part, because a lot of people kind of touted this movement to be some kind of facts over feelings. You know, we have to fact check everything, and that's how we started. Turn off top chat and turn on live chat. Okay, again, I'm just gonna keep it this way, dude. Oh, live chat. Gotcha. Yeah, there you go. Live chat. There we go. Sorry, it's been a long time. Again, long story short, that led to, I don't know if that's what led to it, but based on the DMs that were dropped on DA Talks' video, it looked like the stuff was happening in April, going into May, so sometime right after KamehamehaCon. Fast forward to today, here we are now, you know? So obviously, Tug has apologized twice. The first apology is the apology that I value the most. I did cover this on DA Talks' live stream about that when we were covering Tug specifically. I don't hate the guy, right? I think people have this bad idea of thinking that I hate people, that I'm angry at people. No, I'm just really annoyed. And now that I have time because I'm home, yeah, I get to kind of talk to you guys a little bit more. So again, jumping into, you know, after the Tug stuff, we come into Fantasy Soft. So it's not like I have this hit list. I don't have a list of people that I'm going to go after. It's just, they've made it extremely easy, I think, mainly because they're all in cahoots with one another for the most part. That's just how this works, right? Wherever you look, if you ever look up the infighting and I Stand With Vic, it's extremely easy to pin it on Senpai. And this is not me defending him. I can care less about him. I've gone on record to say, fuck him, don't care. You know, my relationship with Senpai is merely just like internet stuff. Like, we fuck around, we joke around. I've jumped on his channel a few times. And even though I've jumped on his channel a few times, to this day, I have still remained credible for the most part. I don't think I've ever gone on record to say something that I could not back up at all. And I think I kind of want to substantiate that argument. Yeah. So, you know, I want the intro for this stream, this very long intro for this discussion we're about to have, to kind of, I want to solidify that argument, right? I've never, ever gone on record to talk about things I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never done that. No one can do that. No one can actually go out and say, hey Amish, you said this, and you lied, right? I've never lied about anything involving this movement. So I guess in my opening argument, I just want to substantiate that, hey, I can still fuck around with people that a lot of you guys don't like and still remain credible to this day, right? So let's just agree on that. If you guys disagree, that's fine. But for those of you who have followed this stuff since the beginning, you guys know the drill. So with that out of the way, yeah, the only person that's actually accused me of lying is Gothic Sushi. That's a good point, Ray. That's actually a very good point. She is the only person in the history of, like, this past year, over the course of this past year, that has actually called me a liar and meant it or felt like she could back it up. And that's really my issue with her. My issue with her stems from her just being involved in a circle that has also kind of gone out of their way to trash me over the past year. And, you know, things like, she's accused me of gay ops, essentially because I have a Kiwi's farm account, because I'm on the farms. I think she thought that was a gotcha, and she started saying, well, I'm on the farms doxing people. Now, the thing about Kiwi Farms, right, is that they actually have a doxamon thread. They actually have a thread, like an archive, with a list of people they have doxed recently over the course of this past year, especially in regards to the Weeb Wars movement. And in addition to that, you'll have a list of people that actually contributed to the actual dox itself. Now, I suppose the argument can be made to suggest that, well, maybe Emish just asked not to be a part or not to be mentioned on the list. Well, again, if you guys haven't learned by now, the thing about Kiwi Farms is that they will dox anybody, right? But they don't just do it without a reason. And this is just based on my perception, right? They don't work for anybody. They're not really on anybody's side. You know, most of them are aliases, right? The actual names themselves are actual aliases. You won't really find out who they really are on the internet. For example, you can have a name, you could know someone on Discord, and his Discord username is blue #3642, but the actual user on Kiwi Farms is I like apple pie, 1986, right? So that's how it works for the most part. For me, for the most part, I joined the farms comfortably, right? Not under the assumption that, oh, I have nothing to hide or whatever. I just wanted people to know, hey, I'm just strictly joining for the Weeb War stuff. I want to be able to fact check things over there because they've done a great job at doing that. And at the same time, I've also been able to kind of, correct things here and there or provide some more information or context. That's strictly the only reason I've been there. I don't know how to dox anybody. I've never doxed anyone. I haven't participated in actual gay ops. Gay ops for the most part kind of refers to the idea of a conspiracy. And again, none of the things that have been covered over the past 3 to 4 days have been a conspiracy in nature. Like there's nothing crazy about it, right? This is all stuff that has actually happened. The only person that the only people that claim for this stuff to be a conspiracy are Gothic Sushi and Crow, and a few other people as well. So with that out of the way, we're actually, obviously, if you haven't watched this video yet, DA Talks did drop a video. I should probably establish my relationship with DA Talks now as well. My relationship with DA Talks, or Dean, is the same. It's the same in nature as Senpai, right? I don't have a care for him. He has nothing that I want. And he's actually in chat. I'm pretty sure he can verify that stuff for you guys, right? And I think, and actually I know for a fact, a major argument that Crow especially and Sushi and these other morons have used as of lately is that, hey, well, Emish is working with Senpai and Dean, that means he must be bad, right? So that's not how this works. I've actually worked with them before. I've actually worked with all of them before. This stuff isn't new. I've actually had my issues with Dean, and Dean can tell you that. He's in the chat right now. He can actually tell you that. I've had my issues with him. He's talked some reckless garbage before. And this is around the time that he was a part of that clique, right? And I've actually offered all of them to jump in a voice chat before. To this day, I've lost count as to how many times I've offered them a chance to jump in a voice chat. I mean, this video is demonetized. None of my videos are monetized. In fact, when I covered the Vic stuff, I think at most I might have made like $27, right? In spite of all the views that I got for it. But, again, I don't owe Dean anything. I'm not doing Dean any favors. It just so happens that, again, a lot of the infighting in this movement ends up involving the same people for the most part. Now, let's talk about Senpai, right? Well, Emish, what about Senpai? Senpai, he takes advantage of it in the wrong way, right? He knows all the stuff that's happening. All this infighting, all this other garbage, he's known about it. Though a lot of the stuff he started has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about. But some of the stuff that he talks about is because he knows he has DMs, and this is why he has a bad track record of leaking DMs, of running gay ops and fucking people over. And I think it's important to establish that the people bitching about gay ops and leaking DMs, I mean, if they had nothing to hide, they wouldn't bitch about it. It's as simple as that, right? Kayla will say that I leaked DMs. Well, yeah, she's mad because I told my girlfriend that she was lying, that she was saying something else to her. Essentially the beef between Dragon Bay and Kayla is it's high school shit, and it's not to spite either of them, but one person remove the other from their life, right? And the reason Kayla keeps getting mentioned, and she knows this, you know this, Kayla, the reason you keep getting mentioned is because you talk a lot of shit. And you lie, right? And you know I don't like liars. I don't like it. All right? I've talked to you long enough, I've known you long enough, and you've known me long enough to know that much. All right? So we'll talk about Kayla later. But Kayla has a bad habit of lying. Maybe because she's been hanging out with Sushi too much, but, you know, it's fine. We'll cover that stuff soon. All right, so let's talk about Sushi. Let's talk about Sushi and how she came into I Stand With Vic, right? And then I'll kind of give you guys some more context as to what my issues with her specifically are and that entire group are. My issues with Crow, for the most part, it's just because he's a moron. He just comes in, inserts himself with the stupidest arguments. He thinks he has a gotcha. He never really sticks to his argument. He likes to change and backpedal. And then he just leaves. Like, he'll just leave the argument and say, have a nice day, to make it seem like, you know, he's the bigger man here, or he doesn't have time for this, or he's better than this, when he inserts himself in the worst way possible. We'll cover Crow in just a little bit, though. Right? So Sushi, my issue with Sushi and Kayla and company is because, you know, she's lied. She accuses me of doxing. She's said some stupid things about me flirting with Kayla, apparently. I can disprove that pretty quickly. I actually asked Kayla about that, and she backpedaled. We're going to cover that as well. And Sushi's just retarded. She's just really bad. She's just really stupid. She'll say things. She never provides evidence. And I'm not sure why she thought that if she said these things about me to people, that people other than the people in her circle would believe it. I don't think anybody has actually believed this stuff. And now the actual spin is that, oh, look, Emish is trying to reach out to Dominique Sky. They've actually said this, Crow and them, and Sushi. Sushi's actually the person who actually inserted herself into this movement because of Dominique Sky is now begging Dominique Sky, Dominique, be careful working with him. He's shady. He's on the farms. He could be doxing people, blah, 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 blah. It's funny, you know, if you didn't have anything to worry about, you wouldn't worry about me reaching out to Sky. It's really as simple as that. And I kind of do appreciate Sky actually willing to at least speak to me. And which is, it's really stupid when people say, hey, Emish, why should we trust Sky? Remember the things she said about you? Yeah, but what's your point? You know, what is your point? She lied about Kamea-kan. I disprove that. She lied about her experience with me. I disprove that. It doesn't mean that that I've called her a pathological liar to the same extent. You know, like a direct comparison to Sushi. Sushi's actually a lot worse, right? And my argument on Twitter was, well, imagine the idea. Imagine the state. Just a few days ago, I got you guys to believe Emmett Plant. That Emmett Plant was telling the truth, and he's in chat, that he was telling the truth about FantasySoft. A lot of people were, right? I decided to look into them recently. Now, apparently, I'm being accused by Crow, that sack of garbage, that apparently I knew about this for a whole year, and I didn't tell anybody, right? We'll discuss that as well. We'll go over the timeline. So these are my issues with them. They blatantly lie and misrepresent everything that I say because they just don't want to admit, hey, we're piles of trash. And they don't even have to admit it that way. You don't have to say, hey, Emish, yeah, I'm a pile of trash. I don't want an apology. Just take the L. You know, just take the L and have a nice day. Don't lie. Stop talking about me. And if you're going to talk about me, you know, I don't mind the high school shit like, oh, I don't like Emish. He seems like he's conceited. He has an ego. That stuff is fine. But don't tell people I dox you, right? Don't tell people that I flirted with other girls to try and stir shit between me and my current girlfriend. You know, that stuff isn't cool. Don't tell people that... and after saying that, don't tell people that you don't even know me, that I'm shady, but you just feel like I'm shady. You know? That ruins my ability to network. I don't think you guys understand the level of impact that's potentially out there, in the sense where Sushi, she has weaseled her way into certain conventions, right, to make it seem like she's, you know, like she's popular. If you go to any of her conventions, if you go to any of her websites, any Facebook pages that she runs, she's always stroking herself, right? And none of the stuff is true. She can tweet right now and barely get 15 likes. That's the truth, right? It is the actual truth. Nobody actually really follows her. Nobody is actually interested in anything that she has to say. And this has been the same for years. So what has happened is that she has leached and latched herself onto guys like Yellow Flash, guys like Tug, for example. And now I am very, very, very certain. You can tell by the tweet history. Same thing for Crow. You know, they're kind of, you know, kind of showing support for Tug. You know, even though Tug has a bad track record as well. In attempts to, I guess, gain some kind of support. And you really get to see who your friends are, right? When none of these people come to help or defend you. Flash wants nothing to do with this. Tug wants nothing to do with this. Nick especially wants nothing to do with this, right? I talk to Flash every once in a while. Actually, we check up on each other, right? Same thing for Nick. I actually have. I would imagine my relationship with them is pretty solid. I don't talk to Tug. I think after the shit that he's pulled, I'm good. Hero's the same. I'm not too fond, right? I think I'm not fond of people that are. How do I say it? I don't even know what the right word is or the right comparison would be. I don't know. I can't even put my finger on it right now. But yeah. So let's go to Sushi. Let's go to her track record. So DA Talks actually covers it in his video. Right, he covers it in his video here, where he mentions, I believe, this incident right here, Samantha Hunt. Now, this is a good form of evidence here, that I'm not working with DA specifically, right? We're not running gay ops, right? We're not in cahoots with one another. He's doing his own thing, and I'm gathering my own information, right? Now, he reported this, but he didn't give the amount or the proper amount of context behind this. Now, this is essentially how Gothic Sushi weaseled their way into I Stand With Vic. If you guys know the track record, if you guys are OGs of this movement, you guys remember sometime around the time of KamehamehaCon, probably March, April-ish, she kind of started this hashtag. I don't know if she started it, but she started kind of tweeting about how she was framed as being a racist at KamehamehaCon 2018. I'm going to touch on KamehamehaCon 2018 as well in just a second. And she started tagging a lot of the prominent people, a lot of the active people within the actual hashtag. And then the hashtag Women for Vic was actually started, right? And she started tagging them and talking about how she was harassed by Dominique Sky, that she was attacked by Dominique Sky and her goons, how she was framed to be a racist by Dominique Sky and her goons. And because of that, she lost a lot of convention bookings and she lost a lot of shows and all this other garbage. You could probably pull up her track record right now, and I don't remember I don't even know, because I haven't looked into this, right? So I can't really grandstand this much, but I have not seen her outside of KamehamehaCon Year 1. I have not seen her at any other convention outside of other than the conventions that she herself has influence in, which is like one. It's like one group of people, and they just run multiple events, right? To my knowledge, at least. But at KamehamehaCon Year 1, I know her because she cosplayed as Beerus. I saw her there. She did cosplay as Beerus. I did see the Beerus cosplay, right? And I didn't talk to her, though. I've never had an interaction with her. But I did see her there, and I actually commented on her tweets. You know, clarify what, Emmett? Let me know in the chat. You may have seen her. I have seen her. No, I just said that, yeah. So I did see her at KamehamehaCon Year 1 as a Beerus cosplay, just to clarify. Again, Emmett, I've never had a conversation with her, right? But she was definitely there. As I remember the cosplay, I did interact with her on Twitter about it. I was like, oh, well, you were Beerus? Cool. You know, it was a cool cosplay. And then she was like, yeah, thanks, blah, blah. I think she got like third place in the cosplay contest. Again, I wasn't there for it, but she did tweet about it. Yes, I don't remember seeing it at any other con, yeah, because I've never been to actually any other con. This is just me doing... Yeah, that's true, Emmett. That is true. That doesn't mean you didn't see her, because she can cosplay as something and I won't even see her. That's true. But again, this is based on going through the track record. Of course. This is just going through the track record, right? This is the stuff based on the stuff that she advertised herself. For the most part, it's KamehamehaCon Year 1. After that, it was mainly just stuff that she's been involved in herself. The Savannah and Amazing, things like that. So on and so forth. So, yeah, so she got into this movement by basically tagging everybody in the movement. She knew Dominique Sky was obviously Kick Vic, right? That ain't hard to tell. Dominique Sky was very, very vocal about it, right? And this is basically what we're going to go over right now, because I have the rest of this. I have it here on the secret Discord server, hold this out, right? So what happened is, they're basically talking about some guy just being a jackass for the most part, right? Him accidentally accusing someone of blackfacing isn't racist. It just makes him look stupid, right? Now, this conversation ends up becoming an actual topic of racism. Now, me and Dominique Scott, we have very different views when it comes to blackface being inherently racist, so on and so forth, right? I don't think it is. I think blackface with the intent of, offending people, you can argue that for sure, I suppose, right? And I also don't agree with the arguments of, well, hey, only people of color are allowed to make the argument to decide what is inherently racist or what is not racist, right? I don't agree with that because it's more of a, again, we're not going to get into a political discussion about it, but again, that's where our views differ. But for the most part, the most important thing to take note of here is that a conversation about someone being a jackass, for the most part, gets turned into an actual discussion about who is racist, right? Excuse me. So, so Maria responds with Eric is black, so he wins that argument. Things that push my buttons. I'm not going to go through everything. You guys can read it, right? Ha ha ha, things that push my buttons. Ha ha, hashtag dead. Everyone of any race can be racist. The end. That is true. That is true, right? Again, she comments, Samantha Hunt says, calling out blackface isn't racist. Y'all putting words in my mouth. Never said any of the above. Yeah, because y'all jump to stuff and tend to speak over us, especially in cosplay. Now, the issue with this stuff here, I think at the time these screens were taken, the actual comments by Sushi were deleted because she actually gets called out for it. Because there's a big time gap here. Because you can see that she's responding, right? She's saying, yeah, because y'all jumped to stuff. So, I don't know if she's responding to the other person above. But again, you can see that there's something missing here. Maybe something was said again. But I'm not going to grandstand that. Let's just go according to what's here. I just wanted to mention it as an inference of something else, right? Because she actually does get called out for deleting stuff here, right? The next screen we have over here, now she hits him with the, oh, you people, lol 2018. Now, naturally, I mean, it ain't hard to tell when you're dealing with these kind of people. Now, this is where Sushi isn't really good. She's not very intelligent, right? She's not, and this is stuff we all know. But you would think for someone who touts, who kind of flaunts, who rees about being attacked, being framed for being a racist, you would think that she would adapt and learn that maybe talking a certain way amongst your fellow peers probably isn't the smartest thing to do, right? Especially in this industry. I guess if it is an industry, I don't really. I'm not sure if cosplay is an actual industry. Again, so no offense to any cosplayers out there, but again, it's just something to think about. But yeah, you people 2018, yeah, my people, must be annoying to ask you to let us have a voice in something that concerns me and my skin color without being spoken over or discarded. Now, I understand what she's saying here, and this is not me being biased towards Sushi, just for the record. Again, I'm approaching it neutrally, but ultimately, what we find here is that Sushi started some story, a stupid story. This is all bullshit. All this stuff here we're going to discuss is complete garbage. But she turned this into this she makes this out to be this master grand scheme hit piece on her, and that's how she actually inserted herself into the Stand With Vic stuff. She saw who the opposition was. She knew Dominique Sky and her friends were on the opposition, on the opposing side. And at the time, nobody really fact-checked anything, right? The only people fact-checking stuff was guys like Jordan Eshelman, Chambers of Heart, Supergirl, so on and so forth. There was a few others as well, but those three come off to the top of my head because to me, they were people that I talked to, and they were people that I've seen the most. They actually, because they weren't fact checking stuff as far as like people like this, but they were fact checking things to go back over the course of history. For example, Vic's, con. What conventions Vic attended, Monica Rial, things like that, so on and so forth. So things that are just publicly available on the internet, just not to look into actual people. And I think at that time, obviously we all accepted people with open arms. None of us really called anyone out, right? We were just grouping together. It was the honeymoon phase of I Stand With Vic, right? So yeah, after saying, yeah, my people, after she makes this clear, right, the whole my people stuff, she responds with, lol, you're a funny creature. Now, to me, I wouldn't be offended because it's simply because my political views are different. This wouldn't bother me, but you can infer, and sometimes an inference is enough, especially when we're talking about context, that again, she continues to act a certain way, right? Well, Emish, aren't you supposed to be trying to make Sushi look bad? No, because she does it herself when she takes this story and makes it and turns it into something else. This is exactly why these people, right, that she claims to have framed her and have blacklisted and all this other junk, this is exactly why they don't put up with her. They just ignore her, right? This is exactly why. But this is also another reason as to why she is allowed to do these things, right? This is why nobody checks her on this stuff, because nobody's actually checked her. And the people that actually check her, she blocks. She blocks them. And then she goes to other people and say that, hey, they're lying about me. They're creating fake drama. This is stuff she's done for years. This is nothing new. This is stuff that she's done for years. So Samantha Hunt responds, not a human, just an animal to you. Yep. This is... Again, it's bullshit. Samantha Hunt responds again, disappointed but not surprised. Just another cosplayer in their natural environment. Keep deleting your comments. So she gets called out for it. And then she says, lol, this argument is ridiculously... Now, and Sushi also has a bad habit of accusing people of photoshopping things. We can clearly see this is Sushi talking. This argument is ridiculously GTFO. Right? And now, this is the shocker here, because Dean didn't cover this in his video. Maybe he didn't have the screenshot. I don't know. This is the shocker. She calls her racist first. Sushi throws the racism card first. Right? This was a discussion of what is... Well, not even racism. It's just someone being stupid. Another person being stupid. She actually tosses the racist card first. And here we are in 2018, around the time of KamehamehaCon Year 1. Here she is accusing her opposition of saying, they framed me for being a racist, and I got a lot of threats and death threats and harassment at KamehamehaCon Year 1, and around that time in the summer, so on and so forth. Can confirm her time at KamehamehaCon, she had a great time. All right? She had a great time at KamehamehaCon Year 1. You can go to Twitter right now, type in Gothic Sushi KamehamehaCon, look for all the tweets about KamehamehaCon 2018. She had an amazing time. She has a video interview of her not in her cosplay habitat, right? Not in a cosplay, just her, right? Raw sushi, disgusting. And she's interviewing some random cosplayers at KamehamehaCon Year 1. This was the YouTube video. The YouTube channel is Share My Cosplay. This is also a YouTube video or a YouTube channel she claims to run, but there's like no actual pull behind the actual channel. But again, I digress. That's just something to consider. She did toss out the racist card first. Okay, so now she is now accusing someone who's calling someone else stupid, right? It's not even about racism at this point. In spite of Maria playing the you people card, calling this person a creature, so on and so forth, Maria now tosses out, hey, you're racist. And that wasn't even what the conversation was about, right? So now we have it on record that Maria Saber, or Gothic Sushi, whatever, this is her name, right? It's not like I'm doxing or anything like that. That she actually alleged that the person was racist. There was nothing to actually substantiate that argument. But so now Samantha Hunt responds by saying, she tags someone and asks for the thoughts. And then, Gothic Sushi responds, lol, this is the best conversation ever. Right? So that's what we got there. Next screenshot. Now, this is where Dominique Sky gets inserted. All right? Dominique Sky has gone on record to say a few other things amongst the groups, but these are like public groups. These aren't like hidden groups or anything. She openly says that, yeah, I had my run-in with that person. I've seen how that person acts on other pages and other threads and other cosplay threads and stuff like that. She says some pretty offensive shit. And, whether or not something is offensive is, it's subjective for the most part, right? It's up to whether or not the person just feels offended. But over here, it's just, again, this is inherently stupid. This is just garbage. And this story gets turned into, hey, my name is Gothic Sushi. I'm framed for being a racist. They attacked me at KamehamehaCon, or I got death threats from people of color because they frame me as being a racist. No, it's because of things she says that that people don't like it. And, this is just a good example of, if you can't, yeah, just don't dish it out. If you can't handle it, don't dish it out. Simple as that. Anyway, Ricky kind of comes in now and says, Maria Saber, your attitude isn't exactly helping, though. Now, lol, it's like when white people call in their black friends to back them up. This is interesting because it's not anything close to that. It's not like when white people call in their black friends to back them up, because Samantha Hunt is black. The person she's arguing with is black. I don't know what's happening here. I don't get it. Samantha is black. This is confirmed. I confirmed this with Dominique Sky. I don't think Dominique Sky would lie about her friend being black. Right? If people are going to assume, well, Emish, can you really trust Dominic Sky's word? No, I don't have to, because I got the receipts. I have the receipts for it. I have the stuff. This is history here. These are Sushi's own words, essentially. Right? Now, Sushi also goes on to acknowledge what Ricky's saying, that her attitude isn't exactly helping. Sushi, I know, I'll stop. Does she stop? No, of course not. She's Gothic Sushi. She responds, they're not all black, though. Like, again, not all of her friends are black. So there's no relevancy here. And then she responds to her by saying, I'm not feeding the troll in you today anymore. This conversation is stupid. Have a great day. Again, this is the second time that we're seeing Gothic Sushi in the span of a few minutes suggest or, kind of assert that she is done with this conversation. But does she stop? No. Samantha Hunt says it. No, stay. You're more than welcome. If you can comment on a public thread, you are open to public feedback. And this is true. I agree with that 100%. I've actually made this argument a few times on Twitter. When people bitch about me, critiquing what they're saying or just how dumb they sound or whatever, they get mad, and sometimes I'll get DMs, oh, Emish, do you enjoy hurting people's feelings and all this other shit? Well, no, you just sound stupid. I'm more than welcome to talk about stuff, but again, it's a public forum, it's a public thread. You're more than welcome to feedback. 100% agree with that. And naturally, Gothic Sushi responds. Does she stop? No, this is the second time. It's the second time she said she was going to stop. She doesn't stop. Again, I want to substantiate and remind you guys that this is the story. This is what Sushi took and turned into this hit piece against her. This is exactly what happened here. So it's not stuff these people actually did. It's stuff she did. It's stuff she said. It's stuff she did. It's nothing. Nobody else did anything to her. They just clearly showed their dislike for her. That's it. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? We've all done it. We've shown how much we hate Kick Vic, and Kick Vic has shown how much they hate Stand With Vic, right? So this is no different. So she responds with the dancing troll. Again, and Ricky again just responds, I kind of just hate how any of this turned into something about race. It should just be about that guy is an asshole. I agree. Whoever it is they were talking about, I agree with that. But this discussion somehow became a racist conversation. Now, I'm sure there'll be people out there that will say, well, Emish, why don't we get the stuff that happened above here? Well, it doesn't matter, because this is what's important here. She's already talking about how someone is just stupid, right? But she's also saying, unless you're people of color, you can't really be a shock collar. So I don't agree with that, right? But Sushi doesn't make that argument. She just says Eric is black, so he wins the argument, right? It's like things that push my buttons, But then Samantha says it like, hey, I didn't say anyone was racist. All I'm saying is that, unless you are people of color, right? That's the argument, essentially. Him accidentally accusing someone of blackfacing isn't racist. It's not racist. It just makes him look stupid, which is true. And all the more reason why, blackfacing, I guess, for a cosplay, alleged blackfacing for a cosplay, isn't inherently racist, right? But that's a different discussion for another day. This is why context is important. I know people will bitch, oh, what about the stuff above here? That stuff is irrelevant. The stuff Sushi is saying is completely, it's stupid. It's not helping her at all. She acknowledges that the stuff she's saying is not helping her at all. She shouldn't have actually inserted herself into the discussion to begin with, right? So we can make that argument as well. So over here, we kind of, we already went over that. Again, Sushi responds, so here we are. Here we are again. Sushi responds again, right? That's the story. It's relative to the man in question. He was a big player in the cosplay community, unfortunately. Right? So, like the later comments say, don't defame him for unbacked comments. What he did to the other woman was wrong, but he isn't racist. Then this is where Dominic Sky inserts herself, because if you guys remember, she actually tags Dominic Sky. She tags Dominic Sky asking her if she's racist. And this was after Sushi actually calls her a racist. Right? Here it is. Dominic Sky, am I racist? So she gets tagged into it. Dominic Sky doesn't necessarily know who Sushi is inherently. But for the most part, again, she gets tagged into it. She reads up on it. And then Dominic Sky just puts her in her place. Dude, this Maria Saber chick is clearly racist. What the fuck? You people. Call in black people. Funny creature. Fuck out of here. You derailed this problem that is Charles. And make it about black people. So they were talking about one person. She derailed the actual conversation and then made it inherently about black people or racism. or by throwing the actual racist card out there first. Your initial comment is smug as fuck, as if his actions make us all guilty. You are trash. That's it. That's all. There's the attack, guys. That's it. That's how Sushi was framed for being a racist. There you go. That's the story. Okay? Right? That's the story. Emish, why are you wasting your time covering this stuff? Because it's kind of important. It's kind of important. You know, it's equivalent to people saying that Vic assaulted them, and he didn't. It's the equivalent. If there's people out there that are suggesting that this is a waste of time to cover, right? It's equivalent to the people. The severity of the accusation may not be as comparable. That's not the point. But it's equivalent to people making up stories about Vic. It's equivalent to people making up stories about people being in possession of child pornography, for example. You know, it's the equivalent. It's allegations, period. And it's allegations with the intent of hurting people and profiting off of it. That's the point. That's exactly why some people have been called out for lying about Vic Mignogna, for example. Now, for the record, I don't work for Vic, right? I don't work for the Rangers. I have no monetary relationship with him or his brand or anything that he represents, right? So I can say whatever the fuck I want. And I know people out there will go and say, well, because Emish mentioned Vic on the stream, that, oh, he's trying to drag Vic Mignogna in it. No, I'm not. The argument is as simple as pouring water in a fucking glass. I don't know. It's really that simple. It's as simple as cheesecake, right? It's as simple as fucking an orange. I don't know. Whatever. The point is that it's the equivalent of just fact-checking and verifying information. Sushi has, gone out of her way to make certain, she's passed a lot of stories, and she's profited off of it in some way or another. In some way, it could be maybe she set up a Patreon. Maybe she claimed bad things happened to her. Maybe she set up a Patreon. I do believe, actually, I don't believe, I know, she's actually gone out of her way to suggest that because she showed her support for Stand With Vic, and she made some comments about Mars Girl, suggesting that she should put a bra on, so on and so forth. I mean, you guys remember that? You guys remember when Mars Girl and her swastika arms, and her stretch arms, and her NBA Street Volume 2 arms, when she went to go watch, I think it was Captain Marvel, right? And she averages at least 25 rebounds per game with that reach, for sure. But you would argue that, Sushi, over the course of her track record, over the course of history, she might average quite a few rebounds per game too, with that reach as well, because this was a reach too. This whole story was a reach too, and there's more than this, obviously, right? And we're gonna get into it. Obviously, they have trashed her for sure because they just simply don't like her and the things that she says. It's, that's it. If you could get by. You could still get by. You could still be a good cosplayer, right? You could still be a good cosplayer. You could still get invited to shows. You can't blame that on other people in here. You can't just... Because cosplayers aren't really that important, I think people give Dominique a little bit too much credit. They think that she's this cosplay overlord. And no. And I guess you could make the argument to suggest that, well, Emish, you don't really know how the cosplay industry is, right? If anything, I would argue if there's any attempts at blacklisting her, then sure, that's not right. But you don't get to look at this story. You don't get to look at this story and then in 2018 suggest that you got death threats from people of color. From where? Who threatened you? Who threatened you? Let's get some names. Let's get some receipts, right? Because you can't just go around calling people liars all the time. You can't do that. It's not how the internet works. The internet is a Shark Tank, and you will get chewed out. And I'm surprised you survived this long. And it's actually, her behavior on the internet. It's representative of whether or not she can survive on it. She immediately resorts to blocking, going into the next fandom, and just inserting some fake sob story over there to get people to follow her. And because she has tits, you have simps like Crow, for example, who will just bite on that shit. Simps like the Jokester. What's his name? The Jokester. I see the stupid shit you say. You're a moron too. Right? Those are some good examples. of people that just bite onto the stuff. It's because they want to feel like they belong, like they're a part of something, right? That's what simps do on the internet. People that don't really have friends, they're socially awkward. They're not really good at holding conversations with people IRL. They're very shy. They're anxious. They don't know how to talk to the opposite sex. Yeah, that's just how it works. And if you kiss enough ass, people will acknowledge you. So, or at least you'll be under the impression that you've been acknowledged, right? So yeah, I actually did get some context from Dominic Sky about this. She did give me permission to share this stuff, right? I did get her story, and what she's telling me adds up for the most part. I'm positive that Dominic Sky doesn't remember everything like play by play, right? But it seems like the only person that does is Gothic Sushi. Gothic Sushi remembers everything play by play, and she can't ever prove it. The only time she's actually provided receipts is Prince Vegeta, right? The only time she's actually provided receipts is Prince Vegeta. And I've spoken to Prince Vegeta around the time that stuff was happening. And, I told him essentially that, he did look bad. In my opinion, the actual DM dropping was very opportunistic of Sushi, right? Again, this is what they do. They see an opportunity. They're vultures, right? They see an opportunity and they start dropping the stuff. Now, am I saying she's wrong for dropping the DMs? No. I think she should have done it at the time that it happened. Because there's no way, because she acts exactly like the opposition, right? The people that she claims to be against. Why didn't you report to the police? Why didn't you tell somebody about it? Why didn't you speak up about it sooner? What happened was, Prince Vegeta goes onto an NBA live stream and starts, talking about how he got doxxed by Kiwi Farms and how tired and kind of fed up he is with this whole, fighting between Stand with Vic and Kick Vic, and how his experience with Stand with Vic hasn't really been the best and all this other stuff. But that's because he doesn't know too much. Yeah, I'll answer questions soon. I'm sorry. I just want to get this stuff over with, and then we're going to go to the chat real quick. So if you guys have questions for now, start typing them in the chat, and then I'll answer them, and then we'll go back into like the context for Dominic Sky and stuff like that. So yeah, it's literally right after that, Sushi's very opportunistic. She sees, oh, Prince Vegeta's talking shit. Oh, let me drop these DMs of him thirsting over me in my DMs, right? But I never really said anything about it, even though, even though he was clearly being very creepy, right? Offering to, I think he, whatever. You guys know about the DMs. I don't want to quote something and then I misquote it. We'll talk about, yeah, I see Kaylin being mentioned. I can mention Kaylin if you guys want to. But she should have done it at the time that it happened, yes? Right? But guess what? The reason she didn't drop the DMs then and there is because two things. One, I believe if you look at the actual DMs, all of them, because they covered it on Nick's stream, you'll see that she was actually talking about inviting him to a show because now conventions are kind of focusing more on content creator and content influencers, right? Social media influencers, so on and so forth. Not so much cosplayers, because cosplayers are entitled. These are her words. Cosplayers are entitled. They're trash. They act like, you pay for, you book a hotel room for them and they don't even show up, so on and so forth, right? Content creators are the same, by the way. They are exactly the same. They're not much different. They are divas as well. So the argument is kind of null and void at that point. But, yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, again, based on those DMs, he was kind of pushing for it, right? But again, the point is that for two reasons. Sushi didn't want to do it because what? There was an interest there in the terms of bringing him to a show, right? Now, if she had all this pull, the pull that she claims to have, she wouldn't have to worry about getting Prince Vegeta to come to a show, right? He just voice acts Vegeta essentially, but we don't need that. We have Brian Drummond, we have Chris Sabat, right? You have Ryo Horikawa, you have Vegeta's already. He's a character channel. There's no reason to go out of your way to kind of maintain the relationship with him, to bring him just because he has what, 700k subscribers, 500k, 600k, right? We know this now. The amount of subscribers that you have on YouTube is not equivalent to your actual influence in anything, right? If Prince Vegeta is a character channel and you're bringing him to a comic book convention, right, you're not going to get anything out of it. So the actual ideology, and we'll actually step into the situation with Fantasy Soft in just a second, because that's one of the arguments I was making, was that she doesn't make very good business choices or decisions. There's no reason for her to keep quiet about conversations that she had with Prince Vegeta where he was clearly thirsting over her, right? He claims that they were a joke, but then in the DMs he says they weren't a joke. And again, I'm not mentioning this to hurt him. So if he's watching this, again, my bad. I'm just telling the truth, right? You can't knock me for telling the truth. Essentially, you know, she dropped the DMs when it was convenient for her to make herself look good. And that's disingenuous. Now, obviously, people loved it. You know, Flash covered it. A few others covered it as well. I had a conversation with Flash about it. I said she should have said something. You know, maybe tell Sushi to kind of tell dudes to back off a little bit, you know? And we had a disagreement there, but we're still friends. You don't see him making subtweets about me. You don't see him trying to scrub me off of social circles, do you? Right? So it's right? It's just about us being able to disagree, and I was just trying to call it as straight as I possibly could to suggest, hey, if Sushi had that conversation with him a month or two ago, maybe she should have fucking said something about it sooner. But no, it's opportunistic, and it comes off as dishonest and disingenuous, and she's looking for clout. But no, everybody else outside of her is looking for clout. Those are her accusations, all right? Those are the actual accusations. So let's go into Dominique Sky. Let's go into her statement. Basically, it's in context to everything here, right? Everything that's here. But for the most part, she'll tell you, like, look, I mean, this stuff that she mentions here, it adds up with what's mentioned here. Because this story is inherently dumb, right? So that's when side convos happened, bringing up her history of posting racist shit. That whole post she made, then backpedaled and claimed was photoshopped. Now, you guys know about that post. The ones where she claimed it was photoshopped. You guys know about that post. Dominique Sky says she forgot about her, right? They don't really mention her, only when she's brought up. Oh, I remember that chick. That's that chick that was spouting that racist trash. That's that chick that was saying that people were making fake posts about her and photoshopping shit. Everybody and their mother photoshop stuff about Gothic Sushi. I don't know how many of you guys would actually care to take the time to go out of your way to photoshop stuff about her just to make her look bad. Because apparently, if you make her look bad, you'll bring in the bucks. Right? You'll bring in that money if you do it. She barely pulls in 15 likes per tweet. Barely. You know? But somehow, if you expose her, you are on your way to fame. That is the logic. That is the logic that she likes to kind of force onto people, and force onto people that are simpy enough to not ask questions. And if you ask questions, you're blocked. You are a clout-chasing, lying, drama-seeking skeet, according to her. But essentially, yes. So she says she forgot about her. And I don't know, a month or so later, people messaged me about her making smear posts about me. This is true. Gothic Sushi has gone out of her way to do that. This is history. Don't have to pull it up. Don't have to do it. People telling me burden of proof is on me. Don't have to. She's talked about Dominique Sky for 2 years. Okay? That's it. You can see that they clearly interacted. You can clearly see that. All right? So she was super butt mad that I chewed her ass out and became fixated on me. Every few months, she'd start shit again. And this is true. Sushi does like to remind people that Dominique Sky is horse face and all this other junk. Sure, okay, I guess. Those other screen grabs of her being stupid as fuck and claiming she's basically a black woman because insert stereotype is the kind of stupid sketch shit she always posts. She has a rep in the community. Ha! She has a reputation in the community. Doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't that sound familiar? Right? So this is my issue with people who are bitching about the shit that I've been doing lately. Vic supposedly had a reputation in the community. We went out of our way to debunk that. Sushi has a reputation in the community. Nobody wants to bat an eye, right? Certain prominent figureheads within this movement have a reputation in other fandoms and communities that they've been a part of. Nobody wants to bat an eye. It's selective bias. It's garbage. It's nonsense. And people bitching about this shit now, I've either A, don't know who I am, B, maybe they're new to this, right? But I've been doing this for almost a year. I've been doing this stuff for almost a year. And I guess it's pretty self-evident to see why some people are happy that I stopped uploading videos. Some people are happy that I stopped covering this shit. Right? This stuff is tiring to talk about. This stuff is really tiring to talk about. And then she talks about the Kamehacon stuff. And this is true. Dominique Sky was not at Kamehacon year 1. She never heard about it up until year 2. And then she came to year 2 and got her ass kicked out. You guys remember that, right? So when people bitch to me about talking to Dominique Sky, you guys forget I'm the one that covered it. Why am I not allowed to talk to her? The fact that she's willing to talk to me shows that not her specific issues, but Sushi's issues with her supersede any issue that I have with Dominique Sky. 100%. That's just the way that this works. Right? That's just the way. I like it. Right? So I have nothing to do with CommandCon or death threats. I don't fucking know CommandCon until the year I went, which is year 2 in 2019. Any anger or hate she received had nothing to do with me and everything to do with her dopey ass continuing to say offensive shit and pissing off the wrong people. That's on her, not on me. Again, right? So it's kind of like the mentality. Again, I'm mentioning names. Dominique is not inherently going to police her friends, right? Any person that she's associated with, any of her friends, and especially this group here, you guys see it, Sushi pissed them off. Are we suggesting that Samantha Hunt has this massive pull in the cosplay community? Or Ricky Santos does? Or Dominique Sky does? Or everybody else that Sushi has pissed off over the last 2 to 4 years? That everybody has gone out of their way to simply blacklist this one person. You know? You won't really find her at another convention. Other than the ones that she currently runs. And if you do, let me know. Like, it's cool. You know, she should definitely post that. But she doesn't. For the most part, she really doesn't. She doesn't really post her influence. What kind of influence she has or what con she's been to before this. You know, but whatever. I don't know. It's not that important, I suppose. It's not that important, I suppose. I guess I want to pull this up. Because, you know, Emish has been... I'm an evil doxer, apparently. So this is just confirmation that I've never actually contributed to a dox. Again, they have an archive. It's called the Doxxing Trainer or whatever. You can pull it up on the farms, and you'll see it there. There's a list of all the people that they've doxed and everyone who's contributed to the shit. Excuse me. So apparently this guy doxed her, not Spirit of Emish. Oh, by the way, she tried to out me as being on the farms as some form of some kind of gotcha. But my actual username is Spirit of Emish. It's in my name. You know, it's not like I was like trolling anybody, right? Like someone like she likes to say that people make fake accounts in her name and then act a certain way. No, this is actually me. Again, because I have no problem being there, right? I'm not there to cause trouble. I'm not really there to fucking start shit with people, you know? And even on the farms, I'm fairly honest as well. Like, I'm pretty straightforward on the farms as well, right? I'm not some god, you know? Sushi has also gone out of her way recently to suggest that the reason she stopped working not with me, but the people whose service she requested. There was an actual Discord server that a few of us were invited to, and my only involvement in that specific server was just to verify information. That's all. You know, fact check, do what I always do. Essentially, do what I always do. It's exactly why I use my name, so people can find me easily, right? If they want to find me, they can just find my Twitter easily because I use my name. So that's all. It's just so people can easily find me. I haven't doxed anybody, haven't contributed to it, but she freaked out about it. She did freak out about it. I actually have the screens for it. And we can actually see why she didn't want a video like this to happen. She didn't want DA talking about her. She hasn't really been too fond of the things that I've been saying about her, especially. The minute I inserted myself into this garbage, because it's not garbage inherently, at least not for me. Like, I haven't inserted myself in this shit for Dean. And they use that as an argument to delegitimize what I'm saying, to deter you guys from the things that I'm saying, right? So she came into the server, and ironically enough, shortly after she came in freaking out, the server got nuked. It was reported. The server was reported. I'm not saying she did it. I'm just letting you know, you guys know what happened, right? That is what happened. So I hear you guys are coming for me. Well, I can make it easier for you. What do you want to know? So now she's accusing them, these people, of coming for her. They actually tell her, we have no idea what you're talking about. That's what happened. They had no idea what she was talking about. But she's over here fucking spurging out. Just fucking losing herself over here. So imagine that. Imagine this, guys. Okay, let's let that settle in for a second. The only time she's willing to be honest to people right? Or she was likely attempting to lie to them as well, is when she feels like the people whose service she requested are actually coming after her instead, right? And the stuff that's been found out as of late is stuff that it's public information, right? I'm not talking about her address. I'm not talking about her last name or her mom or dad is or her children. I can care less. This is all stuff that's readily available on Facebook, on Twitter, maybe Instagram, I suppose, you know? So it's not an inherent dox. It's not a gay ops either, you know? But it's on the screen. You guys can read it. I can promise you, if you have this criminal charge or whatever on me, so she admits that she's a criminal apparently, or she got hit with criminal charges. So she's spurting out. This is the only time you'll see Sushi be honest about anything, right? This criminal charge or whatever on me, it's not true. I was on probation when I was like 16 for something I didn't do. She didn't do it, but she got probation for something she didn't do. Nice. So actually, I don't even know. Again, I don't know what happened here, but even in the story, she got probation for something she didn't do. She didn't do it, but it's still funny. Supposedly, I beat the shit out of some girl that ran over my ex-boyfriend with her car. LOL. I do to this day still wish I actually beat the shit out of her. LOL. So she didn't actually beat the shit out of someone when she was 16 for running over her ex with her car. This is Sushi. This is the Sushi that you guys are dealing with, right? This is exactly what's happening here, right? Let me repeat, Crow, you're a pile of garbage. You know? You allow your fucking crew to fucking say whatever they want without any fucking basis or foundation of an argument. And they say it to random people. You guys get random people to join your server, and you say stupid shit like this, like the shit you guys have been spouting for the last 4 fucking days. And you say that stupid shit to random people on the internet. I don't think you guys understand. When you know, what if Gothic Sushi, I mean, look at the shit she said about Sky and everybody else, right? Apparently she was framed. No, she's just a garbage person. This is why nobody wants to work with you. You're a trash person. Nobody wants to deal with you. Nobody will sponsor you. The only people sponsoring you are yourself. Okay? And even then, there's no monetary value behind it. There's absolutely no monetary value behind a Gothic Sushi. Nothing whatsoever. You pull up her track record, she's a horrible person. And you know what's fucked up? She's actually talented. She can draw, apparently. She's actually a very good artist, apparently. But she won't do anything with it. She won't do anything with it. She won't put that... a $300 Patreon tier. She has a $300 Patreon tier. You can sponsor Gothic Sushi. We'll go to her Patreon in just a second. Just a little bit. I want to cover all this stuff. And I'm making sure that I talk about this stuff as much as possible. As much as possible. Because why not? Right? Why not? You guys can clip it. I don't care if you guys clip it and re-upload it to whatever channel you want to. I don't care. Do whatever you want. But this is what you're dealing with. Apparently, at the age of 16, she was put on probation for something she didn't do, but supposedly she beat up someone for running over her ex with their car. That's what happened. What happened to the ex? He got ran over with a car. This is a fact statement. She passes it down as fact. Ran over my ex-boyfriend with her car. What ex? Where is he? What happened? Why do you just get to say this stuff and then not actually... I don't know. Whatever, man. I think we're seeing the picture. There's a pattern here. And I don't think that's on my record because I was trialed as a minor. I know she's asking it as a question, as if they've already doxed her. And we've already established who doxed her, actually, didn't we? I could have swore we did, huh? When I confirmed that I didn't do it. So I'm sure it would have came up. Hold on, let me pull it up. This person doxed you. Not Spirit of Emish. And as far as I'm aware... Wilhelm Bitrich didn't have any assistance. So ask him if your record came up, Sushi. Don't ask a bunch of random people on Discord who are just trying to verify and fact-check the information. And now you're accusing them of wanting to dox you. Good job. Let's keep going. But that's really the only time I've ever been on probation or in trouble. So there you go. Heart emoji. Just want to let you guys know I'm an open book at this point. No, you're not. You're not. You block everybody. You block everybody and you lie. And you're lying here too, probably. So at least if you're going to make a report on me, get the facts right, and I'll tell you if they are not. Ah, so here's the thing, right? She'll tell you to get the facts right. She'll tell you to get the facts right. But then she'll tell you if they're factual or not. She'll tell you to get the facts, right? So pull up the report. Pull up the report, and she'll tell you if it actually happened. So pull up the report of her at the age of 16 being on probation for beating the shit out of somebody because someone got not hit by a car, ran over by a car. Oh no, I know Wilhelm wasn't a part of the server. I'm just saying though, she's accusing these people of wanting to dox her when she was doxed, right? It had nothing to do with the people in the server. It was someone else completely, right? So it just goes to show that the shit she's talking about is completely, yeah, you know, it's just off base, right? But yeah, apparently she's an open book. You'll get the facts, and she'll tell you if the facts are right or not. That's how Sushi operates. People are saying that you're coming for me. So I'm just letting you guys know I got nothing to hide and ask away. This is what I don't like about this, right? I don't like when people come to me, hey, Emish, people are telling me this. No, give me the names or get the fuck out of my face. That's how I operate. You don't get to tell me that people are telling you stuff. I don't know who people are. I don't know who people are. Don't know. You have to give me names. You have to give me context. I need to know who said what to you, when, and why. If you're going to play this, people are saying you're coming for me garbage, get the fuck out of my face. Right? So the people that she's requesting services from, now she's saying that people are coming to her and saying that they're coming for her. That's kind of ironic. Right? Let's just keep going. Basically, what do you want to know? Please. Look, she's fucking freaking out. She's fucking freaking out. She's freaking out. Look, basically, what do you want to know? Please, at least don't make me look too bad. I will be more than happy to cooperate with you guys. If you need to know something, basically is all I'm saying. You know why? Because she doesn't want all this garbage coming out. She doesn't want it. Doesn't want it, doesn't want it, doesn't want it. She knows that she's now stepped foot into a territory where people can actually find out who Gothic Sushi really is. She realizes that. That's exactly why she's fucking begging them not to do it. Guys, please, please, if you're going to look into me the way I've asked you to look into others, let me be the leader of this operation, for the love of God. Alright? I'll tell you what's factual or what's not factual. And spoiler alert, she'll just tell you that everything is a lie. Right? You can pull up her fucking birth certificate or something, and she'll tell you that she wasn't born on that date. That's Gothic Sushi. You know, you could pull up her actual birth certificate, and she will tell you that the date on the birth certificate is wrong. Is it probable? Sure. Maybe it's a misprint. Maybe it's a typo. Sure, whatever. But that's the kind of person she is. You know, again, I don't know. That's what we're dealing with here. But then she also, again, argues that it's not really concerning to me, but that's why she's saying all of it. And then shortly after that, you know, the server got reported. You know, I forgot what it was. The server was because again, I'm not a moderator on the server. I don't have ownership of the server. I don't remember. All I know is that the server was nuked. And the people that were on there pretty much said that, yeah, we got reported for doxing, essentially, posting private information, personal information, when that isn't really the case at all. So the irony in someone coming to request the service of, you know, of looking into her detractors, looking into people that she doesn't like, you know, like Dominic Sky, like Lauren C. Cosplay, Chronic Karen, so on and so forth, you know, accusing me of doxing. I'm sure, for example, and for the record, the people she talked to aren't my friends. They're not friends of mine. They're not, you know, associates of mine or whatever. But I'm sure, had this not happened, and I'd be talking this trash right now, yeah, Dean would be on that list. Dean would be on that list, 100%. I'd be on that list, 1,000%. My girlfriend would be on that list, 1,000%. Right? And I can actually assert that. I can actually infer that based on her behavior. Now, DA Talk's already covered on his channel, you know, that she actually has a Kiwi Farms account. Right? Let's see if we can pull it up. Let's go to that part. Now, apparently, you know, I was the bad person, right? I was the big bad Kiwi. I was the big bad Kiwi. Let me see. Was it here? I think it might have been early in the video. Oof. Might have to timestamp. Ah, here we are. Ah. Kitten Pop-Tart. Right? Kitten Pop-Tart. Let's talk about Gothic Sushi's Kiwi Farms account. Let's talk about Gothic Sushi's Kiwi Farms account. Because apparently, you know, I have a Kiwi Farms account. That's why Dominique should be careful. I might be out there doxing people. You know, might be out there doxing people and running gay ops and, you know, threatening to hurt your family and all this other stuff. You know, I would argue Dominique has also accused me of doxing people as well. That's one of the reasons why I kind of went so hard at her. And, you know, she's since then apologized, right? My issues with Dominique Sky stem only from her being dishonest about her experiences with me, right? And because it's not fair to me. It's not fair when you tell people or when other people, based on what you've said, say that I cornered you in the women's bathroom, or I was waiting for you there, or I have harassed and doxed you and all this other garbage. That's not fair to me, right? So she's apologized for the things or for the assertions that she herself has said, because I don't think it's fair for her to apologize for the things that other people have said, unless other people said those things because of her, right? Then sure, you know, but she has since then apologized. But well, Emma, she's Dominique Sky. Remember, she's a liar. No, she only lied about Kamekon. And she only lied about me. I disproved it. And my argument on Twitter to people was, the same rule applies to you, right? I disprove what Dominique Sky has said to you know, about me to people. And I can also disprove what you guys have said to people about me. It's the same game here. But let's talk about Gothic Sushi's Kiwi Farms account. Apparently, because I'm on the farms, I'm a doxer. But she came onto the farms, again, to request the service of people. To look into people, right? And I also realized that there's some people out there that are suggesting that looking into isn't the same as doxing. That's a flat-out lie. It's a flat-out lie. It's a disingenuous argument. You know it. Stop lying to yourself. Your bias is showing, right? Looking into, for the farms, it's the same exact thing. It doesn't include the doxing, meaning the publication of someone's address or where they live, who their mom and dad are. No, looking into means looking into their actual history. Right? So Sushi, it's okay for Sushi to ask these guys to look into people who she doesn't like. But it's not okay, you know, if I fact check everything she's saying. At least the things she said about me. Because if you've noticed so far, a lot of the stuff we've addressed so far is stuff that she's either said about me and the other half is just to kind of showcase just how much of a liar she's been from the get-go. All right? So that's kind of why I substantiated the argument of, even though I've worked with Sen and Dean, I'm still credible. Even though I'm working with Dominique Sky, I'm still credible. Even though I've worked with Emmett Plant on Hammering Fantasy Soft, I'm still credible. And you guys have to fucking accept it. That's it. I'm not flexing. I'm not stroking my dick. I'm not, you know, cock-slapping any of you. It's the truth. It's the fucking truth. That's it. If you disagree, we can talk about it. By all means. This is an open invitation. So, let's play the video over here.
And showing a picture of her Kiwi Farms account.
Now, this screenshot is important. Right? This guy goes by the name of Silver. October 6, 2019. So the end of last year. Going towards the end of last year. They get the screenshot of her actual username. So these are DMs. Right? This is an actual screenshot of her Kiwi Farms profile. Silver sends her the screenshot and says, "Hi, Gothic. I'm Silver. It's nice to have you here." And, well, she confirms it by kind of, you know, having a conversation with them.
Her Kiwi Farms account. In this screenshot, we have Black confirming that Gothic Sushi is indeed talking.
See? Not all of us Kiwis are evil doxers. Yes, Sushi. Can you apply the same methodology to me, please? I'm not an evil doxer. I don't know how to dox people. I never have. I don't think I ever will, right? I don't have that much energy to do that, you know? I mean, I enjoy my privacy too. And I'm sure if you thought you still had these people on your side, because they're not on mine either, they're on nobody's side. That's your first mistake. Your first mistake was to assess or to assume that they were on your side to begin with. But, again, I would be someone that you would want them to look into. 100%. You don't like when people talk to you like this. Anyway, let's play through this stuff.
In the screenshot, Silver asks Gothic Sushi if there's anybody who Gothic Sushi suggests they look into.
Can you give us a list of people we should look into? These can also just be Twitter accounts who have had actively attacked you. So, see, the stage is set. The stage is set. We do the work if they look promising. Right? Gut Nacht. Whatever. I guess that means good night. Sure. So we do the work if they look promising. That is, see, there's a big emphasis right here. If they look promising. So that means that Sushi cannot just go and say that these people did such and such. She can't just say, hey, these people did this. Right? And this is actually genius by this dude, by Silver over here. You know, you have, these can also just be Twitter accounts who have or had actively attacked you. Right? And we'll do the work if they look promising. This doesn't just mean just because they attacked you. And she's a moron. Because if they attacked you, and if they look into them, and they see why they attacked you, guess what happens, Sushi? This whole game that you were trying to play since October, and you joined the farms in June. You joined the farms in June. So you joined the farms in June, and then you've been in touch with them ever since. Right? It didn't dawn on you, hey, nothing's happening. Why is nothing happening? I asked them to maybe look into these people. Well, not maybe. She actually... No, I'll retract the maybe. I'll retract the maybe. She asked for it. Right? And it didn't happen. Why? Because the people they allegedly look into probably, under the assumption that they did, maybe they found out that, hey, they're not the bad guys here. Sushi's lying. So we've established that apparently Dominique Sky has framed her for being a racist, right? She is the reason. She and her clique are the reason why Gothic Sushi gets no convention bookings anymore. She lost a lot of shows and stuff like that. And now apparently, I guess the farms are responsible for. I don't even know what excuse she's gonna come up with this time. But yeah, that's the kind of like beauty about this. If they look promising.
And the implication from this screenshot is that they will dox the person if the information Gothic Sushi provides looks promising. In this screenshot, Gothic Sushi is saying that she would like the Kiwis to go after Lauren C. Cosplay.
Look at this. These are the magic words right here. Because you know who else she said seems super shady? You know who else she said seems super shady? Me. She said I was shady too. I seem super shady. Now, bear in mind, they asked her for people that have attacked her. And if they look promising, we'll look into them. Right? But, so, not only is she not following direction, she's just suggesting, hey, well, this person seems super shady. You know, they might be of interest. You know, but truthfully, you guys are already on Sky's ass, laughing emoji. Right? So she's celebrating that. You guys are already on it. Now, I can't quantify. I can't give you guys a date. I don't know. I don't remember when Sky got doxxed. It's not off the top of my head. I know she did think that I was a part of it. I know she thinks that I did it. Yeah, I actually was drinking because my throat was getting dry. But the point here is that, you know, her biggest issue, and she can't seem to touch. Now, I did see a post on the farms. I guess I'll address this now. I saw a post on the farms, pretty much bashing DA's video, and that's fine. You know, no big deal. You disagree, no big deal. But the person suggested that, don't you guys think that Sushi would know? Right? Because he was trying to build the look into argument to suggest that looking into doesn't mean dox. Now, we've already established what looking into means to Kiwis. We've already established what looking into means on Kiwi Farms. Right? We know what Sushi meant when she said look into. Come on. Let's not be stupid. Let's be honest here. All right? So that was the argument he was trying to build. And I actually like this guy a lot because he's actually very intelligent. And he's very, very, very good at fact-checking stuff. I really appreciate him a lot. He's actually the reason I actually hammered Fantasy Soft. I did give him credit on the farms, by the way. I said thanks for the inspiration. I'm not going to mention his name, his username, again, because Not because I don't want to start shit with the guy. You know, again, I'm not worried about that. But it's just I did see the actual post, and he was building the argument that, don't you guys think that, you know, Sushi's friend of 3 years, Lawrence C. Cosplay, would know where Sushi lives, right? Or Sushi would know where Lawrence C. Cosplay lives? Why does this hold any merit, right? Sushi knows where her friend lives. If they were friends for 3 years, surely Sushi must know where Lawrence C. Cosplay currently resides. And that's true. That's true. Except Sushi admits it here that she can't seem to touch. Her biggest issue she can't seem to touch is the Lawrence C. Cosplay chick. She's trying so desperately hard to pin something on Lawrence C. Cosplay. Why? Because Sushi's lied about her. Because everything she said about Lawrence C. Cosplay, it's not correct. Their falling out wasn't correct. That's a conversation for a different day, though. I'm not going to cover that. That's not my territory, right? I'm sure DA wants to do that. But it just goes to show that the information I have also, you know, DA could also have, you know, information that doesn't coincide or, you know, align with mine. Right? But again, because I'm not here to cover the entire backstory. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm just kind of going over the bits and pieces here, the context, because I'm a fan of context. The stream has been pretty long as is, huh? But yeah, so she admits herself that she just can't seem to touch Lawrence C. Cosplay. So again, your assessment of Gothic Sushi being previous friends with her for 3 years doesn't hold weight anymore, because Sushi herself admits that she just can't seem to touch Lawrence C. Cosplay. Admission. Right? So it's not a really good argument to make based on that. And the other stuff, again, I'll probably just post on the actual forums itself just to kind of show my disagreements. Because I did agree with him. Because he also mentioned, because he quoted me, actually. He showed one of my tweets. He wanted a list of the actual conventions that Sushi was banned from in Florida. Because DA Talks does reference the fact that she was banned from conventions in Florida, but doesn't give a list. And that's a fair argument to make, right? I guess, for now, an appropriate response would be, show me the last event she went to in Florida. There you go. You don't even need the list at that point, right? I mean, where was the last time she was in Florida? Like, what Florida event was she invited to? So, we could look that up, right? Maybe instead of getting the list, of doing unnecessary extra work, what we could do is just say, well, let's look up the last event. When was the last time she was in Florida? When was the last time she had an event in Florida? And if it contradicts the assertion of her being banned from Florida conventions, then that's it. You don't have to get the list at that point. Maybe she could still be, you know, blacklisted from certain conventions in Florida, sure. But I wouldn't waste my time looking at every single convention that she was banned from. I would much rather look at the last time she was actually invited, or, you know, as a guest, right? She was featured at a Florida convention. I think that's the kind of information you would want to look for at that point. You know, and obviously you guys are commenting about the Florida stuff in the chat, but I'm just trying to kind of make it clear here that we don't have to gather a list of conventions she was banned from. It's the same thing like when they tried to suggest that Vic was banned from conventions. It's the same thing there. You know, a few others have said that, oh, he was banned from such and such convention, but then we find out that wasn't the case. We got the actual story. Here it's a little different because obviously Gothic Sushi is not Vic, and vice versa. You know, Vic actually has pull, right? His name actually means something. But yeah, I'm not going to harp on the point too much. You can just pull up the last time she was invited to Florida. She was an actual featured guest in Florida. And if it doesn't line up with the assertion of her being banned over X amount of time, then you can assess to say, hey, her being banned from Florida conventions is bullshit. Right? So so that's that. There's a lot of juice. Nick's stream with Gothic Sushi, there's a lot of juice there. Remember, might have to jump back to this point. She claims that the person here, she doesn't remember the person had an anime profile picture.
Girl with like an anime Facebook thread.
Used an anime profile picture.
Let's go over this real
she
quick.
Had no idea about her skin tone. Let's take a listen.
I was on a Facebook thread.
Oh God. I'm sorry.
I mean, there was a girl with like an anime icon. I don't even remember. I don't even know what the girl looked like. I didn't even know if it was a girl at the time.
So she doesn't remember what the girl looked like. She doesn't remember. So she remembers it was an anime icon. Let's establish that. For the record, okay, let me backtrack a little bit. This is my argument. Sushi can, to this day, replay every single lie she's ever made. She can replay it, no problem. She remembers, right? She remembers every single event, every tragic event, every misfortune that has come across her over the last 3 to 4 years. Sushi remembers it to a T, right? She remembers Lauren C. Cosplay. She remembers Dominique Sky. She remembers all these people, you know. So much so that she's asked Kiwis to look into some of them. But, she doesn't... She remembers an anime profile picture. She remembers an anime profile picture. She doesn't remember if it was a girl. She doesn't even know it was a girl. She doesn't know. The girl's name is Samantha Hunt. Oh, man. Oh, let's play that back.
Let's take a listen.
I was on a Facebook thread.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
I mean, there was a girl with like an anime icon. I don't even remember. I don't even know what the girl looked like. I didn't even know if it was a girl at the time. And she was saying like weird things. And I wish I had the screenshot right with me, but I don't. But she was like saying, just be a bitch. Just like, and I was like, oh, aren't you a silly little creature?
In that clip, Gothic Sushi
Oh, yeah, the girl was being a bitch. Nick, she lied to you, Nick. Nick, she lied to you and your audience, Nick. Now, I'm not suggesting that Nick, denounce her. I'm just fucking with him. I love Nick. I like Nick a lot. Oh, man, Sushi's gonna kill me. She will be the death of me. Yeah, oh, yes, babe. Yes. That's Lynn Hunt. Got it. Yeah, so she doesn't remember if it was a girl. She knows it was an anime icon. Doesn't remember if it was a girl. Doesn't remember what the girl looked like. She was saying silly things. Sushi calls her a racist first. She was saying silly things. You pile of trash. You're so trash, it hurts. It hurts. Ah, man. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. Alright, let's see what else we can cover. I gotta cover some of the stuff, between... Some of the events that happened on Twitter. I'll go over all this stuff in just a second. Oh, I actually want to show you guys something. Because we're gonna go over, this thing here. This is juicy stuff. This is also something that kind of substantiates why nobody wants to work with Sushi, right? It's not just because of this stupid story above, the Samantha Hunt stuff, that she didn't even know she was a girl. The girl was saying silly stuff, and she was just like, "Oh, you're a silly creature," See, I guess if the person was a furry, you can say that they're a creature. You can suggest that. You can make that argument. But whatever. Let's just keep going. I actually want to show you guys something, because we're going to go over this in just a second. This is also a big factor as to why Sushi is Sushi, right? Here we go. Earlier I talked about how she was trying to, ascertain that apparently I flirted with Kayla, and that's why Dragon Bay Z has this hate boner for Kayla. Sushi, you're an idiot. You weren't there for... And Kayla knows this too. That's what's unfortunate about it. Kayla knows that Sushi wasn't there for their fallout. She wasn't at all. She was completely non-existent. Right? So these are screenshots of Sushi talking to people. I don't know who she was talking to, again, well, he flirted with Kayla and triggered a lot of drama that started all of this shit almost a year freaking later. So see, now, not only do I dox people, it wasn't Senpai who starts the drama. It's not Dean who starts the drama. It's me. It's me. All right? I did it. See that, guys? I did it. Right? Nobody flirted with Monica. Nobody flirted with Monica. Okay? So, again, I thought it's not Senpai, it's not Dean, it's me. Something with D-Bags, that's Bay, Discord as well here, and him, and her demoted Raid Shadow after he set it all up. No, Shadow got tossed, and Kevin knows this too. Kevin, I know you know this too. This is why, and I've met you in person. I met you at KamehamehaCon last year. Alright? You seem like a nice guy. Seemed like a nice dude, man. We took a picture together. You know? Like, and we talked, you know? Me and him have actually talked. You know, not like in voice chat and stuff not too much voice chat, but we've actually had some conversations. You know? And he seemed like a legit dude, right? But that's not why you got tossed. Again, I want to substantiate this argument to you guys. This drama, he got kicked because Kayla was speaking up for him. Now, Kayla had a bad habit at the time, and she still does, of saying that Shadow said this, Shadow said that, Shadow agrees with me, well, Shadow feels this, well, Shadow feels that. Now, Shadow being her assistant administrator, so on and so forth, you know, Dragon Bay felt like, well, okay, I mean, no use for you, right? It's drama. It's unnecessary bullshit. If you can't talk to me yourself, I'm gonna have to boot you. It's long story short. Just don't. There's a no drama policy on her server, right? It's also the reason why Kayla got dropped. I have the archive of that as well. I'll probably post that up for a later date. So if I see Kayla mouthing off some more, I'll probably just drop that nuke. But yeah. So, and a few little things along the way. Oh, this is good. Guys, pay attention to this, okay? This is really good here. I'm going to pull up the chat for this. So, she's already established that I'm shady. She doesn't want to work with me, right? She doesn't want to work with me because I'm on the Kiwi Farms and I dox people, and she feels that she just feels uneasy about me. She doesn't want to work with me. She actually says it here. Let me go find it. Here we go. I mean, he might be to you she's talking about me. But he showed me a few times he was shady. How? I've never worked with you. I don't know you. One of the reasons I dipped out of the other chat we were in before, cause I seen him in there. I told some people that. Who'd you tell that? Who'd you tell that to? Let's get some names, Sushi. I want names. Who'd you tell that to? I'd like some names. I want receipts. So, out of the other chat we were in, who's we? Who's we? The people that you asked, he requested services from? I don't know who she's talking to. Maybe she can tell us. It would have been a damn shame if she was talking to some Kiwis, huh? Would have been a damn shame. Huh? After saying that I'm on the farm, so I'm the bad guy doxing people, and here she is talking to Kiwis potentially. I'll let Sushi come clean, and maybe she'll tell you guys who she was talking to. Maybe she will. Maybe she will. But over here, she says that that I've showed her that I was shady a few times. Doesn't give examples. It's just a baseless accusation. I'm shady. And that's one of the reasons I dipped out of the other chat we were in before, because I seen him in there. I even told some people that. Okay, sure. And 308. Now, that was at 3:04 a.m., right, at the day of. And now here we are, 3:08 a.m., the same day. And a few little things along the way I just seen as red flags. What little things? You said that already at 3:04, and you're repeating yourself again at 3:08. I'm actually surprised. I wonder if they asked her, what examples? Can you tell us what Emish has done? What did Emish do to make you think that he's shady? But no, she actually tells us what I did wrong. I was never close with him or talked to him. Never close with him or talked to him. I just feel he's shady. It's just a feeling. But it could just be a lot of D-bag and him being together. So truthfully, I can't say. This is probably the only time she's ever been honest. Only time she's ever been honest. Truthfully, I can't say. I just don't trust him. So her issue with me is because I'm with my girlfriend. Let that settle in. So this is the kind of high school shit that Sushi is kind of painting going on Twitter, going into fandoms and communities, and trying to paint it like people are out to get her. Nobody cares about her. She has zero pull whatsoever. There is no monetary value on any website that she helps to run or own. Right? You will not gain anything working for this person. Nothing whatsoever. Crow has not gained a single thing working with Sushi, being friends with Sushi. Kayla has not gained a single thing working or being friends with Sushi. Shadow has not gained a single thing working or being friends with Sushi. Origami has not gained a single thing working or being friends with Sushi. Right? Jokester has not gained a single thing being friends or working with Sushi. Who else is there? The whole clique. Tug hasn't gained anything. Neither has Flash. None of them have gained a single thing. All they have gained is drama, is bullshit, is infighting, is rumors, and just garbage. It's complete garbage. So that's essentially all they've gained after, at that point. It's just drama and bullshit. All right, so we're going to continue. Let's see what we got. So again, she admits it here. She doesn't know me. She's never been close with me. Has never had a conversation with me. She just feels I'm shady. She just doesn't trust me. Right? And these people... Oh, let's address this. These people out here crying about, oh my god, they leaked our DMs, but they dropping DMs out of context. Well, there's no out of context here. I'm a man of context. Trying to make people look bad over petty drama from last summer. It's not petty drama. Your entire... What you think is a social media career, what you try to... This facade that you try to pass on as an actual career, as influence, as anything. It revolves around petty drama. This is petty drama. Look, this stuff with Samantha Hunt, that's petty drama. The stuff with Lawrence C. Cosplay is petty drama. The stuff with me is petty drama. The stuff with Dean is petty drama. The stuff with Bay is petty drama. And yet, that's how you manage to keep yourself relevant. Right? So, I don't know. She actually says something here too. Again, petty ass people. When we all used to talk, she would get jealous over anyone he talked to. Like, I remember an N-tier thing where he said he liked brown eyes or something, and Bae cried for weeks about the color of her eyes not being as pretty as Kayla's. Well, let's fact check that real quick. Okay, let's fact check that real quick. Let's see. Let's see what she was complaining about. What was Bae complaining about? Let's find out. I think it was way up here. Sorry for all these pictures getting posted. This was like a selfie chat. Let's see. Purple eyes. I always used to wear purple and brown contacts. I wish I had brown eyes. Matches me more. She wishes she had brown eyes. It matches her more. That was all. That's it. She just wished she has brown eyes. It matches her more. Right? She wasn't too crazy about her eye color. So I responded. Right? Giant Bay, your green eyes are fine. Stop complaining. And Paige, liking the hair. Though I'm usually not a fan of dyed hair. Does that mean I was flirting with Paige? Am I flirting with Paige now? No, I didn't think so. So, yeah, again, apparently, again, lie after lie. Lie after lie. Petty high school drama shit. This is what her entire existence revolves around. It's garbage. It's pathetic, honestly. Why am I covering it? COVID-19 has me home. And now I have time. Right? To get in that ass like a wedgie. Yeah, Emmett, you got me, man. Right? So, let's also address something else too. This is kind of ironic. Yep, lol. And that sparked hate and Bae towards her. She's talking about the eye stuff and getting jealous about every time. Whoever I talked to, apparently I got jealous. You saw me compliment Paige's hair there. Bae she didn't flip out. She didn't flip out at all. No problems there. Yup, lol. And that sparked hate and Bae towards her. Then she kept being mean to Kayla out of nowhere. So finally, Kayla brought her strange behavior up, and Bae freaked the fuck out on her. All these people, all these people just want yes men, women friends, followers, not ones who have independent thoughts. Ho ho. Anyone who disagrees with you gets banned from your Discord server, gets told that they accused you of something, maybe gets accused of having child pornography even, right? Maybe they get accused of framing you for being a racist. Maybe they get accused for doxing you. Maybe they get accused for pulling gay ops on you. Maybe they get accused for sending death threats to you. Maybe they get accused for sending threats to you in general. Maybe they get accused for harassing you. Maybe they get accused for stalking you. Maybe they get accused for being clout chasing skeets who just want drama for clout because you're so popular, right? For the record, I'm not a yes man. You wouldn't last 5 seconds with me. I wouldn't even let you touch my garbage. Women friends, that's literally every male in your clique. Every male in your clique. And the unfortunate thing is that she has 2 people in that clique that like to play diplomat, Aura, Shadow too. I don't see much from Shadow, which is really unfortunate because I really don't think Shadow wants to be there. I just feel like, I don't know, maybe he's invested so much time into them that he just feels like, I don't know, maybe he owes them something. I don't fucking know, dude. Shadow, man, honestly, I haven't seen too much from you, and maybe you have kind of stretched the truth a little bit. But I can't grandstand that fact. But dude, I don't know, man. If I were you, I'd get the fuck out of there. But yeah, Sushi, wouldn't let you touch my garbage. Independent thoughts, yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's pass. Let's take a hard pass on that. Let's take a hard pass on that. Yeah, they're simps, dude. They're fucking simps, for sure. Right? So, oh yeah, that's a good point, Bay. That server, her server, this server right here, which is not active, by the way, so don't ask for an invite. It was originally an all-girl server. There was like maybe two guys there, including Shadow. So 2 guys there, including Shadow, right? And I think Chairkun, the guy who was like parodying as like Shane's chair. That's it for the most part, right? And then eventually I got invited. So apparently she was so jealous. She was so fucking jealous. She was so fucking jealous, dude. Whoever I talked to, she invited me into a fucking Women for Vic server, and whoever I talked to, they got jealous. You're a moron, Sushi. So fucking stupid. This is so pathetic, right? You know, and I've said it on Twitter. I've said it on Twitter. If anything, me addressing this ruins my credibility, right? But it's a little personal at this point, right? So that's the logic behind Sushi. We'll discuss Kayla in just a second. Right? Let's go over the Facebook post now. This is where things get interesting. And then we'll talk about Crow in just a second. This pile of garbage here. Disingenuous pile of trash. Right? Let's talk about True Aquaman. Now, I've seen some complaints that people apparently are, because in DA Talks' video, again, in the description, right? Check it out, by the way. Subscribe to DA Talks. And see, oh, but Amish, I thought you had no relationship with him. No, I'm doing it because it pisses you off. Right? I'm doing it because it pisses you off. This guy went on his own, and he's doing better than his brother already. Anyway, he actually links a video here. And in the video, it's an actual voicemail from someone named True Aquaman. Now, DA Talks does, kind of go over in some detail the events that transpired with True Aquaman. Apparently, he did something very, very, very bad to a woman, right? What's the worst thing a man can do to a woman? Kidding aside, right? Kidding aside. What's the worst thing you can do to someone outside of murder, right? It would probably be some form of assault or attempted assault or, something of that nature, right? So let's go over that because we actually have the video subtitled. We actually have it subtitled, so I'll be able to play this stuff. I believe his name was what? It's a cosplayer name, True Aquaman. I'm not going to drop his real name. Pretty sure he does it himself. We'll go over the post. DA Talks did go over it, but apparently this, again, amongst her being just a garbage human, is what led to Sushi just, being the Sushi that most people in this movement don't know about. And it's unfortunate because people are being told about it and they're just ignoring it, right? It's selective bias. They're simps, don't really care. This is why I'm glad I never really changed. This is exactly why I'm glad I never really, picked the money side, if that makes sense, right? I didn't come into this with an MO of anything. But Sushi got a lot of flack for like supporting this guy, because she actually puts out a statement which we'll go over in just a second. So people who were complaining, if you watched this video, if you were complaining that you couldn't make out what he was saying, well, we actually subtitled the stuff. This video was actually subtitled and transcripted so people could understand what's actually being said here. All right, so we're gonna play this stuff now. Hopefully the audio is loud enough. It should be loud enough for sure, actually. All right, so we're gonna play this in 3, 2, and 1.
I want to apologize for the suffering that I caused you, and honestly tell you that what I believe happened and what I told you happened wasn't really what happened. I don't believe I was ever inside of you, but I know I was never inside of you. Because it was, I knew exactly what I was doing. And I was using both hands, and one hand was doing one thing, and the other hand was doing something else. And so I'm sorry. You never did betray your husband. I never did what I said I did. It was just wishful thinking on my part. So, again, I apologize for your pain and suffering that I caused you. You didn't deserve to see and think that you had done something wrong because you didn't. I just wanted to have been able to, and I didn't. And, so again, I'm sorry. And, I hope you can find it in your heart today to forgive me. Because I haven't. I hope. And, you don't deserve to be hurt. You don't deserve to feel appreciated. You didn't do anything wrong. Nothing was done to break your trust in your husband. And, all I can do is give you my solemn promise on that. Okay? So, you can call me back if you like, but if you don't, I understand. But I wanted to set the record straight with you that it was not what you think it is. It was my hand, not me. That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
it was unfortunate. What's unfortunate is you were not broken your trust with your husband.
It was my hand, it wasn't me. It wasn't my hand, it was my hand, it wasn't me. It was my hand, it wasn't me. It was my hand, it wasn't me. Now you guys might be wondering, like, well, what's the context behind that, right? Yeah, she defended that dude. You got it, Glenn. Yeah, because apparently he's been nice to her. So essentially, you know, people must be starting drama, you know? People must be starting drama. But Emma saying no works. Yes. Maybe she just went with it. This is what really upset me about, like, the whole Vic stuff, man. You know? And on a serious note, too, a lot of people have gone on record to say certain things. And when I say record, I mean, like, the public sphere, right? I would say, like, you know, some good things did come of this lawsuit, right? I don't agree with some of the things that happened. Again, but I'm no legal expert. I can't really comment on this stuff. But what I will say is that a lot of things were actually shown. A lot of things that were, you know, suggested or passed down as fact were shown to be not really the case. You know? And it's unfortunate. So this is the actual Instagram post. Apparently she deleted. She tried to claim that apparently Gothic Sushi 2 was a fake account. You guys can fact check me on that. Maybe but we're going to go on Facebook now. Take a trip to Facebook. Might have to log in, huh? I don't know if I want to do this. Well, here's what I'll do. I gotcha. Here's what I'll do. I'll post a link in chat. You guys can check. All right. Maybe you guys just want the link. Maybe you guys are genuinely interested in what I have to say, and you guys just might want to check for yourself. No, I have the link, baby. I'm good. But I'm just saying, you know, maybe you guys want to check for yourself. So that link, it'll take you to essentially, you know, 2018 post, a post in 2018, 2 years ago. It'll tell you what's going on. So, but this is our Instagram post, right? We got 2 posts over here. I believe this one came after the fact, right? So let's go over this one. Now the RJ Floyd, I believe, is a response to someone in the comments, right? But again, I encourage you guys to open that link if you guys are logged into Facebook. Actually, I can check from my phone. Hold on. Let's all do this together, guys. I encourage you. Let's do this all together. Let's do this shit all together. We'll do this together, guys. Yeah, Gothic Sushi 2 is on Twitter too as well. Alright, let me know when you guys got this stuff pulled up. If you guys are not interested, it doesn't matter. But let's all pull it up together. I'll pull it up from my phone. I'm not going to pull it up on screen. But because I'm not logged in the incognito tab. But I will be able to pull it up on my phone. Let's do something together, you know? Let's see. I know I have it here somewhere. Ah, here it is. Found the... Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, guys, I'm on it. We're going to go over this stuff together. June 12th, 2018. June 12th, 2018. Yeah, I'm sure they would all make this stuff up, huh? Right? All this stuff is lies. It's all lies. It's all lies. It's all people clout chasing. Because apparently sushi has something that we all want. Right? Apparently sushi has something we all want. Anyway. So we're going to start from the top. June 12th, 2018. 2:31 p.m. It's a public post, by the way. I encourage you guys, maybe archive it just in case. You know? Share it with your friends. Let's do this. Yeah, it's photoshopped. This is a live link. It's all photoshopped. You're absolutely right, DA. This whole thing is Photoshop, man. Right? Alright, so we're going to start. We're going to start. Just an important announcement to show what Gothic Sushi, also BFF to rapist Rick Stafford, recently quoted. It's on her Instagram. Edit, she deleted her comments from her photo after severe backlash. However, in the comments of this post is a video showing everything as it was before she deleted it. So, before she did. There was no fake account hacking, as she claimed it was all her. Now, this is a quote taken from the actual, her Instagram post, which we're gonna go over. As a female, I'm telling you right now, saying no works. If you let something happen, and it's been going on for years, you are asking for it. Ah, the short skirt argument. Imagine Sushi weaseling her way into I Stand With Vic, not knowing who Vic is. She saw nothing more than just a gold mine. Right? Hey, I'm relevant in like one show that I run. It's a small show. I'm relevant in that. You know, I'll get Vic there, and then once I get Vic there, people will like me because I'm supporting him, and people won't want to look into me the same way I want other people to look into other people that I don't like because you know, I helped Vic Mignogna. Because I helped Vic Mignogna. Right? Imagine that. Defending a guy from sexual assault allegations. And now here we are. Apparently, again, she's a friend of his. And listen. Look, dude. I'm not saying that defending him is the most horrible thing you can do. But he admits the shit. He's actually, no, he takes no responsibility. He actually says it wasn't him, it was his hand. So it was his hand doing this. Right? Exposed World Tour. Hi, Squally, how are you? So imagine, you jump onto that Stand With Vic train. You defend a guy from sexual assault allegations, all sorts of allegations. You know nothing about him. You haven't done a single thing to do any fact checking whatsoever. You've depended on other people to do it for you. Actually hasn't done anything at all remotely influenceable, like influence at all. Sorry. Nothing of influence at all. What's up, Fallen? And prior to that, we find out that she defends her friend, who basically admits to either raping someone, attempting to rape someone, attempting to physically, assert themselves onto someone else. So the irony, I guess the moral of the story is, we know that this guy did it because he blatantly admits it. Well, he says that his hand did it. So his hand, I guess, this guy must be in the Addams family, right? So there's that. His hand has a mind of its own. It does its own thing, right? And what we're finding out now is that she doesn't know anything about Vic, but she'll defend him. Why? Well, he's a celebrity. For clout. Maybe it's for clout. She knows this guy. This guy did some fucked up shit and accuses other people of what? Looking for drama. Imagine that. So she'll defend a guy she doesn't know at all, being Vic, for clout. But will defend a guy who actually did do something wrong and assert that people are just looking for drama. It's a damn shame. But again, I hope you guys are still on the Facebook post, right? Let's stay on the Facebook post, because I'm using my serious tone now. I'm using my sympathetic tone, and I'm serious. This is really unfortunate. This stuff it's disgusting. It really is. She claims people are out there to cancel her and blacklist her, but I don't know. It seems like she's done that herself. That she's telling you right now as a female, saying no works. If you let something happen and it's been going on for years, you're asking for it. She's using the short skirt argument. So let's scroll down. So what I want you guys to do is to scroll down, right? And you're going to see an Instagram post. It's by Lauren. I'm not going to say the last name. It's by Lauren. She can backtrack all she wants. The video shows proof. She can delete the post, but the internet is forever. Yeah, I got the screenshot right here. Let's see which one she was talking about. Here it is, right there. This is the one we're going to read together, folks. Let's read it together. Right? Now, this is the Lauren she's talking about. This is the Lauren she's talking about. The Lauren that she's talking about is Lauren, the one who's basically exposing her, right? Who's hammering her. Who's really hammering her hard. Harder than I ever could. Right? Not that I would ever want to. Trust me. Do not quote me. Don't quote me on that. I already established that I wouldn't let her touch my garbage, because we're seeing right now what kind of trash human this is. Alright, so let's read this stuff together, okay, guys? Alright, so Gothic Sushi puts out a statement. I told you guys during the video yesterday that Lauren would start some crazy attack game and send minions to attack me. Looks like she proved me correct. She is fueling an internet attack between her and her little follower/fake friends. No one actually likes her because of friendship. They only like her due, or they only like... I'm going to try to correct her. It's pretty difficult. Let's start over. No one actually likes her because of the friendship. They only like her due to hate and anger about me choosing to walk away from toxic people. You are so lucky it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I would... If it did... You're lucky it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Because I would have to really turn my volume down to like 1%. I can't even... Let's just keep reading. She is supporting her photoshopped images against me, like normal. And taking my words out of context. Cropping photos so you don't get the full story. So let me get this straight. We're taking her words out of context, all right? That applies to everybody in the chat, everybody who watches this video in the future. We're taking her words as a female. I'm telling you right now, saying no works. If you let something happen and it's been going on for years, you are asking for it. We're taking that out of context. We're taking this completely out of context. So she is supporting her photoshopped images against me like normal and taking my words out of context, cropping photos so you don't get the full story. We got the full story from the dude's mouth. Taking my MCM post that she sent people to attack me on and using only my words and not theirs against me to make me look bad. I've seen Sushi make the arguments of why didn't they call the police? Of why didn't they bring it to people's attention sooner? I want to see you guys' reaction to this. I want to put this stuff up on screen. You know, I've seen that argument made before. Yeah, this will be up for replay tomorrow, Phoenix. Appreciate it. Yeah, so we've seen all this stuff, right? Photoshopped images, cropping photos so you don't get the full story. The guy admits it from his mouth. Taking my MCM post that she sent people to attack me on and using only my words and not theirs against me to make me look bad. You used the mini skirt argument, the short skirt argument. It's over for you. I actually ended up deleting the original post because I didn't know if you block people on there, they can still be seen and they can still chat. So there was a bunch of comments I couldn't see attacking me, and I couldn't see them. I didn't want to unblock people. So basically, this is the I told you so. And this is exactly why people are afraid to stand up against horrible people. Because they are afraid of the backlash. Yes, I would like to know if someone has attempted to sexually assault, to physically or forcibly assert themselves on my sister, on my girlfriend, on my mom, on my nieces, on a friend, on any of you in the chat. I would like to know that. I would like to know that. And this is really sad for someone coming in to kind of support Vic and stand with Vic and all this other garbage. You know, here we are. This is her track record. So when she asked the Kiwis, you know, the alleged Kiwis at least, I'm assuming that's who she was talking to on the images that we went over before. When she asked them to, you know, hey, what do you guys want to know? I'll tell you everything. And I'll tell you guys, look up the facts and I'll tell you if they're correct. I'll tell you if those things are true. I'll be the judge of that. Everything's photoshopped. You can pull up a birth certificate tomorrow. It's photoshopped. You can pull up a picture of her. It's photoshopped. You know, she's garbage. Let's finish reading. So basically, this is the I told you so. And this is exactly why people are afraid to stand up against horrible people. Because they're afraid of the backlash. I'm not afraid no more. I reached my breaking point with this woman. And 4 years later. Whoa. 4 years later. So wait. 4 years later. I just don't care about the lies she's spreading. Her Photoshop bullshit. 4 years later. Okay, I can't... Wait, was this... July 13, 2018. Interesting. Well, I don't know. We might have to find out when this post was made, though. Maybe someone can verify that. But just subtract 4 years from that. And this track record may predate much longer than I originally anticipated. Than I originally thought, at least. And then maybe than we originally all thought. Lauren, you don't even cosplay anymore. Look what she says at the bottom. Lauren, you don't even cosplay anymore. It's like your full-time job is drama now. Grow the hell up. We can see that, right? On the bottom. Lauren, you don't even cosplay anymore. It's like your full-time job is drama. Grow the hell up. Oh. Oh. Guys, scroll down. Scroll down. If you guys are still up on the Facebook, scroll down. After the Facebook post, after that Instagram post or Facebook post that Sushi made, there's another post of a video. There was also a second video from her live video yesterday. If you look 24 minutes into her live video broadcast from her page, Gothic Sushi, yesterday, you can hear her make the statement that calling me a rapist wasn't working because obviously I'm not a dude and obviously I'm not going to rape anyone. Ah. Women cannot rape, in her opinion. We're going to fact check this. We're going to fact check this. Guys, okay, scroll down. Let's open up that video.
I was getting hate mail, and I was getting attacked all day last night, or all night last night, and all day. But I didn't know because I didn't sign on until nighttime. Because of what these horrible lies this woman is saying to the community about me, about all these crazy things. And like I said, me being a rapist wasn't working because I'm not a dude, and obviously I'm not going to rape anyone. So she turned it around, and now I'm a...
You guys heard that? So this isn't photoshopped, right? You guys heard that? Please tell me you heard that. You guys can open the video up yourself and listen to it. So those are her words. So this stuff isn't photoshopped. This is live feed. It's not stuff that's photoshopped. Okay, cool. So rape only applies to men. Yeah. Yeah, rape, yeah. Calling her rapist doesn't work because she's not a dude. So then why is she defending an actual... Why is she defending a dude who actually attempted to do something similar to that? If not the same exact thing. Can anybody answer the question? Riddle me this, Batman. Riddle me this. Calling her a rapist doesn't work because she's not a dude. We have a dude who admits, who is sorry, who doesn't really take full responsibility but blames it on his hand. His hand has a mind of its own. And why is she speaking up for him? So she disowns him in the she not only does she disown him, she disowns the entire video, like the entire male gender, right? And I don't know. So this is sushi. No, you guys are free to like clip the stuff, right? Because I'm pretty sure this stream has been super long. By all means, DA Talks, if you want to clip some of the stuff that I mentioned here and reference it on your stream or on your videos or whatever, by all means, go ahead. Anybody else, the same thing. You guys have the link. Again, I will post it again in the chat, right? Squally, you might want to take a look at that, right? I know she's been, I'm not putting you on the spot, Squally, okay? I don't mean any harm by saying this. I am legitimately and genuinely just saying, you know, you might want to give it a look, you know. I'm not policing you. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying you might want to give that a look. You might want to save this video. You might want to record this video. You might want to save this video once it goes up. It may be flagged down. I don't know. This stuff is bad, man. The stuff is really bad. Unreal. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, keep scrolling down. There's a post by Gigi Ross. No, you're getting called out because you're defending a rapist, victim blaming, and are racist. LMA. So you see? So this stuff comes after the racism framing, apparently. So she has a track record, guys. Like, she has this stuff. This stuff is known, right? And imagine the day where I gotta sit here and make Dominic Sky and all the people that Sushi claims that she's associated with look like fucking saints compared to her, right? Look like fucking saints compared to Sushi. You know, I don't agree with Sky's political views. I've seen the stuff she posts. I do not agree with it more than half the time, right? But I think we can all agree here that there's just no excuse for this kind of behavior, you know? And then many years later, coming forward and coming into a movement that's all about facts, fact-checking things. That's all about, you know, you're standing up for someone who is falsely accused of something. But she has a track record of, again, this. I mean, these are her words, you know? Yeah, these are her words, you know? I don't even have to say anything. These are her words, you know? But, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to screenshot this, and we can go over it. This is a comment from that actual thread, right? I'm gonna screenshot it. I'm gonna upload it to my server right now. Okay, so we can go over it together. And we're going to go over this post as well. This is Sushi's response to someone in that thing as well. And this is Instagram. Because Rick apparently makes a thread and they talk about being friends and all this other junk. So let me just get this going. All right. Let me just upload this real quick. Give me 1 minute, please. All right. Let's scroll down. Let's pull this up. June 13, 2018. So take 4 years from that. Right? Yeah, man. Yeah, devilish, that's true. That is true. 100%. So this stuff predates 4 years. Unbelievable. I didn't even know that. This is actually just like a... so here we are. She's going to say I photoshopped all this stuff. Probably look into like my background, if anything, you know? Not that it matters, ultimately. You know? This is not... It's not a smear campaign, right? I can't stress that enough. Like, this isn't a smear campaign. This is just me just checking her on her bullshit. This is me doing the same thing. I hammered Dominique Sky for a year. For a fucking year. And if she's in chat, she can attest to that. Right? If she watches, whatever. I hammered her for a year, and people fucking loved it. They loved it, man. They loved when I made her feel like shit. You guys loved it. You guys forget that all I was doing was telling the truth, though. You know, I never made my issues with this guy personal. Yes, we have said things to each other that kind of go beyond what the original disagreement was about, right? That's without a doubt, right? Of course, I'll own up to that, for sure. You know, but that's just what happens when you're on opposite sides. I'm in no way, shape, or form saying that me and her are buddies and we're friends now. Because if I were friends with Dominique Sky, apparently, Bae would be really jealous about it. And she would have a massive hate boner for Dominique Sky. Right? And Bae would go out of her way to ruin Dominique Sky because apparently she gets jealous of everybody I talk to. Yeah, by all means, link it in the chat, man. Links are open in the chat. You guys can do it. We can pull that shit up. If it's Facebook, though, I won't be able to... I might have to just log in from my phone, though. But yeah, you know, let's go over this. I get remmed. She got remmed for standing up for photographers, men, and being silly and having a sense of humor. I think the cosplay community is getting out of hand. No, you didn't stand up for men. Just a minute ago, we went over how you asserted that you can't be a rapist because you aren't a guy. Or, your words, you aren't a dude. So that's that. That's that. Let's go over the stuff with everyone else now, and then we'll wrap up the stream because this stuff has been long enough. I'm sure I'll be criticized for investing this much time into the events that have transpired as of lately, right? But that's okay. COVID-19, I have an excuse. Now, Origami and Kayla are dating, right? They're together. So, you know, a little while back, I had reached out to Aura. And this is around the first time Sushi started mentioning me publicly on Twitter to say that Bae was jealous of Kayla and how she got mad because I flirted with Kayla and all this other junk. That never happened, by the way. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you that in just a second. All right, and then we're gonna hammer Crow a little bit, and then we'll wrap up the stream. Because apparently Crow and all these other people are under the impression that apparently all this is over them forgetting Dean's birthday. I can care less. I don't even know when Dean's birthday is. Don't care. Don't care. The minute you guys mention me, you fucked up. Alright? When you try to stir shit, when you try to create problems in my personal life, and excuse me, when you try to create problems in my personal life and just blatantly lie to people and lie to people that I network with and lie to people that I collaborate with, you know, telling Flash that I want to expose him, telling Tug that I want to expose him, but then Tug getting a DM, apparently, not from Dean directly, we'll go over that in just a second, getting a DM from an alt account which had stuff that Dean was talking about, me exposing Tug and Flash. But I asked Dean on stream the other day. He told me Kayla's the one that told him that in voice chat. And then Flash was like, I'm going to call him right now. And I can confirm that Flash did in fact call me. And he did ask me about me working on a video to expose him and Tug with Senpai. I don't really work with Senpai. I'll hop on streams with him, but I don't really work with him behind the scenes, if anything. We don't work like that together. We'll fuck around, we'll joke around, but we don't talk on a personal level at all. At all. You know? So this is more so about me, and this is kind of showcasing that, hey, you know, you guys loved when I did this shit to Dominique Sky. You guys love when I did this shit to, like, Therese and Montello and everybody else, right? But now that it's happening to you, it's a fucking problem. So I reached out to Origami, you know, and I asked him, I mean, the screenshots are right here, you know. What's going on with the excess crap on Twitter? A lot of it is behind a block and just flat out retarded. This is when Sushi blocked me, right? And then he's asking which stuff in particular am I referring to per se. And I said I thought we were dropping it. Or look, I've had like one conversation with you probably a year ago, and I'm referring to the actual interview that I did on their channel, because they interviewed me on their channel. And it doesn't look like you've changed much since then, in a good way. So let's just assume we both know what I'm talking about, unless you legitimately don't know. I'm being honest, there's been a lot going on. I work multiple jobs, so things are all over the place. Same. Now, assuming that this is true, apparently Aura works multiple jobs. He's a hardworking guy. Kudos to him. Much respect for him. Much respect to him, right? But, you know, Kayla, she's acting a fool. Daddy's at work. You know, Papi's at work. Wifey's out, you know, wifey's at home acting a fool. Right? So, he asked if I'm referring to the sign stuff. Don't know who sign is. I say Sushi and Kayla. One of them is your girlfriend, right? So I'm asking you what's going on. Kayla is yes. Well, what primarily is going on is the sign stuff. I said my name has been mentioned a few times, though. How does that tie sign to me? I don't know who sign is. He said he'd ask what it's about. Was it today, sir? Also, sign as a cosplayer, and there's been some drama around it. And I said, well, Sushi blocks me. Big whoop. Then name drops me off a quote tweet via Kayla. So Sushi actually quote tweets Kayla and says, I was there when they had a falling out. Bae got jealous that I flirted with Kayla, and ever since she had a hate boner for her, blah, blah, blah. Bunch of garbage. And I specifically say something about me flirting with Kayla or some stupid shit, and my assessment of Sushi is 1, she's dumb. 2, if a name is mentioned once, it's mentioned 100 times more amongst a group, which is true. So was just wondering if you know what's up. So I reached out to him first, right? It's a courtesy, right? Because he's played Diplomat before, right? Yeah, Ishra, I don't care who Cyan is. I'm not going to get involved in all this other junk. I don't care. I'm not coming at you. It's just, I just legitimately don't care about this shit anymore. So I did it as a courtesy. I reached out to him, right? So he says, I can definitely ask them. I don't know what's up with any of that. Would there be something specific you'd like me to relay? Now, this is what I don't like. You could just simply go to her Twitter, right? Obviously, Kayla knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Sushi knows what the fuck I'm talking about. But sure, let's just assume that I appreciate that he wants me to be specific, right? Maybe he thinks I'm running some gay ops. I don't know. I'm already under the assumption this guy's working multiple jobs. Poppy's working multiple jobs. Wifey's acting a fool at home. Let's just go with that narrative, right? So I say just why I'm being mentioned publicly after I address things with you and Crow, and we dropped the issue with you guys having problems about Bae hammering on Kayla. Sushi quote tweeted Kayla and said I flirted with her. Kayla didn't deny it or anything. Now that was Kayla's chance. Kayla had the opportunity to say, hey, no, Emish has never flirted with me before, because I haven't. All right? And stop fucking with me. Okay? Because now I'm getting serious. Stop fucking with me. I will drop our entire DM history tomorrow. Stop fucking with me. I have this shit archived. Stop fucking with me. Alright? In hindsight, most people will look at this stuff and say this is all petty. It's petty drama. Fine. But don't fuck with my personal life. Don't fuck with me. It's as simple as that. Do not fuck with me. I will drop this shit tomorrow. It's not a threat. Alright? I will drop the fucking shit tomorrow. don't fuck with me. I will live stream the actual fucking DM history between me and you tomorrow. That was your chance to deny this shit. You didn't deny it. All right? So my assertion, my assumption naturally is, meaning Kayla told Sushi that. Now, if to your knowledge this is about Cyan, why does my name find its way into Sushi and Company's garbage? Which is true, right? That's why I don't understand what he's talking about when he says Cyan. Right? If to his knowledge this is about Cyan, why does my name find its way into Sushi and Company's garbage? Does that mean that Sushi and Kayla have secret conversations where they talk about me, right? And Origami and the boys are not allowed? Right? They're just not allowed. The boys aren't allowed. It's a secret girl meeting. It's tea time. Is it legit tea time? Right? Or is Aura and Crow and Shadow and everybody there to witness the shit, to see the shit that's being said, to see the garbage that's being spewed to random strangers, probably to Kiwi, so on and so forth, so that way they can look into other people that they don't like, right? They're complacent in that. And then they play that moral game on Twitter about how I accuse people of doing random shit, about how we keep mentioning them, how this drama's a year old, go fuck yourself. You're a pile of trash. And I've offered you at least 4, 5, 6 times to jump on a voice chat. You don't want to. Now, if you don't know, man, it's cool, but just saying, not cool to come to an agreement, then have your girl and her Mean Girls fan club lash out. And this is true. Sushi was saying shit before, and they're acting like they weren't, and they're trying to suggest that, well, you know, she kind of said something about Kayla, so that's why they came out and said something. No. Sushi and Company were already trying to assess to other people that the reason Bae doesn't like Kayla was because apparently I flirted with her. Fine. I'm coming to you as a courtesy, and because the last thing I want is to go at her and look like some kind of aggressor. So I did them a favor. Right? I did them a favor. And this is me again. So yeah, man, let me know. And this is true. You see, people, and I keep using this comparison. So yeah, man, let me know. Last person I aired out was Sky, and that didn't turn out too well. I talked to Kayla as friends way back when. Then we had an argument in BPM server a while ago. Whatever her issue is, it's fine. But if I gotta defend myself and air someone out, I will. Hope you've been good, man. Alright? So this is me, the evil doxer. Alright? So now Origami responds. Now here, this is his problem. This is my problem with Aura. He's willing to speak up and defend her, but he admits to not knowing anything. Right? I've been as cordial as I possibly can. But I'm not going to cuck myself for you either. I'm not going to show respect to any of you. You know, if you guys are being dishonest, right? So being honest, sir, Kayla is my girlfriend, but I don't control how she speaks, what says, or what she does. My baby does what she wants, so to speak. My baby does what she wants, so to speak. So yeah, Poppy's working multiple jobs. His baby gets to do whatever she wants. Fine, that's your relationship. I'm not going to tell you what to do, bro. More power to you. Alright? But I honestly don't know why you were brought up in regards to anything. Also, if this was from the other day when I initiated a conversation with Bae, I relayed the idea of us sitting in a call and working things out. That's how they responded. Also, being honest, Bae has said things about Kayla behind a block. A couple of times, and I never lashed out on anyone. Not her or you. I bit my tongue and everything and let it go to not start excess drama. I just relayed the question to both, so you may hear a response from them individually or from me as third person. Also, if they reach out, they may yell at you because that's just a thing they do. I've been better, but I'm still alive, so can't complain. Hope you're doing well despite everything as well. All in all, hope shit gets resolved one way or another. If you need anything else from me, feel free to reach out. And I said, you not saying anything for X amount of time is exactly the problem. You guys didn't like Kayla getting hammered for X amount of time, and now you're saying it's okay if I do it? He says that's fair, Amish. I just try to do the best I can every other day. Not ashamed to admit I ain't perfect. Okay, I gotcha. I'll make sure to pass that on. No, Aura, it's not fair at all to you. That's my point. You see? Looking out for him. It's not fair at all to you. Again, half capacity. Pardon if I missed it, dude. Been a super long day. Running on 2 hours of sleep. Anyway, thanks. Let's see what happens. Maybe tell Sushi to fact-check things instead of acting like a moron. Asking me if it was true would have been nice. Have a good night. That's it. That's all we got. Alright? Alright. And he's saying, I'm saying shit is dumb and everyone should stop and go on with their lives. Then I said, tell them to stop lying. I did relay that already. Appreciate it. No problem. I was just speaking in past tense to the situation of talking shit behind a block. Ironically, what Sushi does to me. That doesn't make you look good at all, man. Like in a general sense. Also to note, so I'm not mistaking anything. The lie is specifically about the flirting, correct? So he made sure he was going to relay this. I want you guys to keep that in mind. It's late, I'm tired, and running well below half capacity, so apologies. It's fine. And yeah, and anything else that might have been mentioned about me. Sushi being a mouthpiece for it doesn't help either. She wouldn't know her ass from her elbow. Alright? Now let's go to Kayla. Let's go to Kayla. I'm sorry this stream is long, guys. There's just so much to cover. And there's so much more to cover, too. I'm sure DA will cover this stuff. But we're going to go over this stuff. And we'll wrap this stuff up, man. We'll just wrap this stream up. It's been long enough. Alright, so I get a screenshot of Bay's tweet over here. So I heard you wanted to talk about this. Your girl. Talking shit behind a block. Calling my friends scum. They are, by the way. Calling my boyfriend scum. Well, he's complacent in your behavior. So it makes him look scummy. Your boyfriend isn't inherently scum, but you make him look scummy. Alright? He's not scum, but you make him look that way. She's been doing this several times over the past year, and I finally say something back, and now there's a problem. No, you stupid lying sack of trash. The problem isn't that you said something back, you piece of shit. The problem is that you're telling people that I flirted with you. That's the problem. I never flirted with you. Alright? Never happened. She's leaking Sushi's DMs out of fucking context. I'm not here to talk about Sushi. I'm not here to talk about I'm not here to talk about your problem with her. I'm here to talk about why you're telling people that I flirted with you. Don't care. But you can see how she's spinning it, right? Completely deflecting. Completely ignoring what Origami said he would relay to her. Right? I haven't mentioned them. I get brought up. Now I have a problem. And not only do I get brought up, I get brought up in a way to where it could potentially create issues in my relationship. Right? And now I have to defend myself. Now I have to drop the archives of my DMs with you, Kayla. And they're not pretty. They're not pretty. She's leaking Sushi's DMs out of fucking context, so yes, Sushi has every right to block her and shit talk her for that. No, she fucking does not. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. You can listen, you guys can say whatever you want about Bay. You can say, hey, I don't like Bay's face. Her face bothers me. Bay is this or Bay is that. But you don't get to spread lies and cause issues between people's relationships. I don't know how you guys run shit. Obviously, your boyfriend lets you do whatever the fuck you want. I don't operate that way. She doesn't, and my girl doesn't operate that way, obviously. I don't get to do... I mean, I could technically do whatever I want, right? But I'm not a selfish pile of garbage like you. That's the difference between me and you, right? I'm not going to fucking do something to make her look bad and vice versa. It's really that simple. You give and you take. Or do I have to teach you guys about honesty? Right? So Sushi has every right to block her and shit talk her for that. This all started because of this post. No, this did not all start because of this post. You lying sack of trash. You got brought up because of this post. So let me get this straight. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. I got brought up because of this post. So that's an admission of lying, is it not? They're not inherently saying, hey, I lied, but they just said that I got brought up because of this post. So now we're 50-50. Either they said it just to say it to hurt Bay, or they said it because it may have happened, right? I may have actually flirted with Kayla, and maybe I didn't know about it. Maybe they have a chat log or something to showcase that, right? Maybe they have something to suggest or showcase that I actually did flirt with her. You don't want to be brought up? Tell her to stop. Oh, so that's... Okay, so these are the terms now. If I don't want to be brought up, Bay has to stop telling the truth. Kayla, I'll drop the entire chat log of the T-chat so people can see why you got your ass tossed from the server. You butthurt pile of trash. Right? I mean, I wouldn't expect Sushi to fucking fact check anything. She never has. Right? Kayla can go into any fucking fandom and lie and people just buy it. And Aura, you're complacent in that. I know you don't like when I talk this way about Kayla, but you don't put your fucking foot down, dude. That's it. She's getting you in trouble. Alright? Any girl gets me in trouble like this, she's done. Why? Because I have a pair. I actually have a pair. I have balls, I have a spine, I have a backbone. I know what I want. Simple as that. I know what I fucking want. Apparently that bothers you. Let's go into the next chat. This is all my chat with Kayla recently. This is not the DMs I'm talking about that I will drop. It's actual DMs of recently of her coming at me after I went to Origami and asked her to check his girl, right? Tell her to stop bringing me up, my friends up, and my boyfriend up, because we're all sick of it. So I respond, blah, 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 so you'll admit to lying. See, again, I don't care about this. Don't care about her issues. Don't care about anything she has to say. Right? You don't think bringing me up proves the point of being, or at least acting scummy? And that's pertaining to Dragon Bay Z saying that they are scum. She says it here. Right? That group is a virus, I stand with Vic. The scummiest of all scum. And ironically enough, here we are all together tonight on this lovely evening, on this lovely what? Monday night? Sunday night? Saturday night? I'm all fucked up. COVID has me messed up. Right? We're finding out that they're actual scum. There you go. You know? So it proves the point of being scum, right? So you don't think bringing me up proves the point of being or at least acting scummy? Do you think bringing up old drama constantly for a year isn't scummy? Your friend just said that I flirted with you when I didn't. She quote tweeted you. You never said anything to denounce it. You could have denied it. You could have told her to remove the tweet because that never happened. Also, I never admitted to lying. Bae keeps bringing me up. Is that a lie? No. I mean, ironically enough, whenever drama kind of shows its ugly face, you're somehow involved in it. You always have something to say about it. Right? She said it clear as day. It's not a lie. And this is about the Nita drama, by the way, when Goddess Otaku came out against them. Right? Goddess Koto came out against them. Right? And she was complacent in a lot of the shit that they were doing. Right? So again, and Nita's one of the OGs here. She's one of the OG artists for the Stand With Vic movement. She comes out, makes a statement, nobody bats an eye. Instead, guess what? Sushi goes on a fucking rampage, on a rant, and says that she's lying, that she helped Nita with a lot, blah, blah, blah. Lies, fake drama, clout, all this other trash. Right? So it's not a lie, it's the truth. I mean, it's right there, clear as day. Dragon Bay Z, she used her actual Twitter to say you're scum. She tagged you too, actually. Yeah, she tagged you, you piece of shit. Who are you fronting? You guys are acting like she's afraid of you or something. Like she has to hide behind a block to do it. No, she tagged you. She tagged you. Doesn't matter if she tagged you. Come on, let's not play stupid here. So here's my response. Nah, Sushi's an idiot to make that observation. I talked to you as a friend, you know that. I never flirted with you. As for that voice chat, I was legit talking to you in DMs on Discord during the time. Now this voice chat that I'm referring to is the first interaction I've actually had with Sushi. Sushi was just, talking about herself. And I obviously responded at the time. Bae was not there. Dragon Busy was not there. It was me, Kayla, and Sushi. We're all in a voice chat. Maybe a couple others, but Dragon Bay wasn't there. We were all just kicking it in voice chat, whatever. And from the get-go, I realized Sushi's trash. Right? I knew she was a trash person, someone I would stay away from. And since then, I never really interacted with her for the most part. Never really had a conversation with her after that. She was too busy kind of like stroking herself. Talking of, then she asked me where I'm from, and we were just, doing that kind of stuff. And then the way I was talking, she would just say shit like, how I'm a cool guy, and for a New York dude, you sound pretty laid back. And then the subject kind of transitioned into like sucking dick and all this other shit. I got the DMs to prove it. I was talking to Kayla. Me and Kayla were DMing each other while she was talking about sucking dick. I'm not saying she was talking about sucking my dick. What I'm saying is that she was talking about sucking dick. That's it. Right? And I actually DM'd Kayla. I said, hey, that's bait. She's baiting me. And Kayla responds by saying, you gonna take it? I'll drop the archives. I will. Don't fuck with me. Alright? So again, I've never ever been in a voice chat with Sushi after that one time. So come on, Kayla, what the fuck? She was talking about sucking dick and how cool I am for a New York guy. Not sucking my dick, but in general. Oh, what's her response? Don't insult someone's intelligence at an observation. Oh, listen. I'm gonna insult someone that thinks that she can't be labeled as a rapist because she isn't a dude. Yes, I think we can all agree to that assessment. Alright? We can all agree to that. Well, that differs from my memory. Oh, so I did flirt. That's all I'm asking. It's fine if you remember me doing that. Right? I'm not claiming to know for a fact like you are. That's literally all I'm asking. Don't be all defensive. Okay, so you don't know for sure, but it's possible that I did. Alright? This is Monica Rial. This is Monica Rial. Alright? All you simps out there. Simping. Simping some tea. For the tea gang. At tea time. Monica Rial. Right here. Alright? She's not claiming to know for a fact. Moronica. I respond, and you said Sushi exposing me. I said tell her to suck a dick. That's what I said in the DMs with her. She kept referencing sucking dick, but I'm flirting. Anyway, you don't have to answer. I'm just saying as a point, I never flirted with you. She says she was in a few voice chats, actually. I said not with me. She says, I don't know what you're talking about. I said I've had one conversation with her. So she remembers Sushi a year ago being in multiple voice chats with me, with all of us, right? I've already established that I haven't talked to her. I've only talked to her one time. She's saying she was in a few voice chats. Okay, she remembers that, but she's not claiming to know for a fact whether or not I flirted with her. She doesn't remember that part. Alright? Petty high school drama. Petty high school drama. Not with me. I know what you're talking about. I've had one conversation with her. I remember that for a fact. I have a good memory. But even memory doesn't serve enough, right? You need receipts. I always have receipts. Always do. So then I said, so then how would Bae know to be mad with you about that? Ah, I got her. This is where I got her. How would Bae know to be mad at Kayla about me flirting with her if it happened during a time when she wasn't there? How? Where would Sushi get that idea? That Bae is mad that I flirted with Kayla if Bae wasn't there for it. How would Bae know that? How would she know to be mad with Kayla about that? Ah. Right? Now she's upset. Now here we go. Deflection. You're getting upset over an observation someone made. Because she probably thought you were too, laughing emoji. Dude, I don't know, ask her. I'm not in her brain. This is what Kayla does. When you approach her for something, she deflects. Even though she was complacent and she was involved in talking that trash, she just buries you. She says go to that person and ask her. But Sushi won't ever jump in a voice chat and verify this with me. It won't ever happen. That's how these people operate. Gotcha, thanks. She always seemed like she was jealous of somebody. Oh, Bae did that? Gotcha. Bae was jealous of everybody. She always seemed like it. You know? Apparently. Alright, Emish, look at the last message you sent me here. That's how old this shit is, and I'm tired of Bae still bringing this shit up. It's been a year. She needs to get over it, or if she has someone constantly reminding her of this, she needs to get them out. You told Sushi I flirted with you, and that's why she's upset? Or do you all just say whatever for the hell of it? I typed retarded there, my bad. Or do y'all? So there you go. Remember when we'd all be in VC? That was Sushi's own observation. She wasn't the only one who thought that. She was just the one who verbalized that. Alright, Kayla, who else I flirted with you? This is what I'm dealing with, right? This is what I have to deal with. You're harping on a weird point, or it just said you had an issue with being brought up, and I explained why you were brought up, so I don't know how we got here. So now she's lying about Aura. I'm pretty sure Aura maybe showed her the conversation, if not told her about it, right? I specifically said mainly about the flirting, and now she's acting like that's not what was relayed to her. Okay, so ultimately the point is that an observation was made. Let me ask you this then. Aside from her moronic observation, did you feel like I was flirting with you in that voice chat? I mentioned this specifically. the flirting, to aura. If you know for a fact, then I'd assume you'd have something to back that up. So now she's shifting the burden of proof onto me. She's shifting the burden of proof onto me. Right? Now I have to prove that I didn't flirt with her. I can actually. I can prove that I've never flirted with you, Kayla. I can and I will. Stop fucking with me. Alright? Because I have some DMs down here, some conversations with you down here, of you talking about me being salty. And you bitch and moan about Babe bringing you up. But somehow my name finds its way. My name seems to find its way. Sushi's already admitted that she has an issue with me just because I'm with Babe, so there's a bias there. Kayla's just lying out of her ass. You know? So, there you go, right? Let's just wrap up this stuff over here. If you know for a fact, then I'd assume you have something to back that up. To my memory, she was. Seems that's a common problem here. Nobody knows what anyone is talking about. Alright, Kayla, no problem. So you're not sure if it was 1 or up to like 5 times? Because I remember a few. No, I already established I've only spoken to her once. Sushi. I know for a fact I've only spoken to her 1 time. Her being in a VC with us doesn't mean I spoke to her a handful of times. And that's the truth. Just because I'm in a voice chat with you does not mean I have spoken to you. It doesn't mean that. It's not the same thing. It's not inherently the same thing. Then I said, Dodge, you're a liar. Tell Sushi to fuck off. My memory could be off, but you're saying you have facts. Of me speaking to Sushi once? You made a claim. I'm telling you I've only spoke to her once. Don't dodge your claim. Ha 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 ha. You know I didn't flirt. Admit it. She won't admit it. She's a lying sack of trash. Be cool. I'm not saying I know for sure, but you say you have the facts. Because Sushi doesn't know... Because Sushi doesn't know me to say she's spoken to me a handful of times. Ask her herself. We already established before on the actual chat with other people, of people she requested services from, that she's never spoken to me. Okay? Sushi herself has said that she's never spoken to me. Alright? Let's see. Here we go. I was never close with him or talked to him. I just feel he's shady. Kayla, you're a lying sack of shit. Alright? That's an admission right there. You wanted me to ask Sushi? Well, I did. She's never spoken to me. You're a lying piece of shit. Alright? Maybe once, maybe 3 times, but I'm not making the claim like you are. I know you can't speak for her, so let's agree to leave it at that. Regards to me talking to Sushi. Right? Sorry, getting back to some of what you said I missed. You're harping on a weird point. I thought this was just to be a why you got brought up thing. And I answered. So I don't know where all these you're a liar things came from. Because you are. Alright, so that's what I'm dealing with. In regards to Kayla. Let's go to Kayla's other shitty fucking hot takes. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Kayla's also heard apparently that the farms like faking, you know, like faking shit to manipulate people to saying things. You know? That's how the farm works. She had issues with Senpai and Karen, but this starfish decided to say things my friend and I were involved with, getting her banned from a con, but it had nothing to do with us. Also, again, got these from public tweets. I wouldn't even be bringing it up. This stuff is irrelevant. I've been hearing about Kiwi people faking screenshots, but now some wannabe is just manipulating and twisting shit. Yup, from what I heard from someone, that's how the farms works. Faking shit to manipulate people saying things. So yeah. Kayla's another Sushi. Kayla's another Sushi. Oh, this is tiring. This is really tiring. Alright, so let's cover Crow and then we'll wrap this up. Yeah, you're fake news. Let's cover Crow and then we'll wrap this stuff up, alright guys? This shit is fucking tiring. This stuff is fucking tiring. Alright. Alright, we got 44 people. Not bad. Whatever. It's more than Sushi streams. Alright. Let's cover Crow. Let's cover Crow. I'll show these things later. Let's go to my Twitter. Let's refresh. Alright. Now, let's see what we can look for here. Oh, we should probably cover this too. Here's some more trash from Kayla. But yeah, Emish got all petty and leaked my DMs to Bay for what I can assume to start a fight because he was salty. No, you were telling her that I agree with you, therefore she's wrong. Essentially, that was it. And then you were telling her some other shit. And I said, whoa, hold on. This is what we talked about. That's not leaking DMs. You know, that's just setting the record straight. So you lied. You lied, Kayla, not me. Right? That's my girl. Of course I'm going to talk to her. I didn't leak everything. Right? She doesn't know about the conversations that we've had. But I will drop them. Tomorrow. I will drop them for you guys tomorrow. I will tweet a public archive. I'll tweet it out. You guys can save it for yourself. You can tell me who was on whose dick. You can tell me who flirted with who. You guys have pushed me to that point at this point. Apparently we all Photoshop shit. It's archived, it's not Photoshopped. Alright, so I blocked him for some petty ass reason, but I actually didn't think he'd notice. Pretty sure he did. Laughing emoji. Haha. She really hurt my feelings here. Notice a behavior pattern here. Spitting image of Sushi, except she can spell better. Right? But he also brought up some petty shit about Dean on Thanksgiving that Dean had said, but instead of asking Dean directly, he tried to involve BPM, Crow, and Aura. Not true. Not true. We're going to go over that in just a second. Hell, and I'll say what was up his ass that Dean said, now it's allegedly. Allegedly, Emish was going to make some exposed video on Flash and Tug with Senpai. Now, you guys remember, I asked Dean on stream about this. I asked Dean on his own stream about this. Because guess what? Kayla told me to ask Dean. If I have a problem with Dean, I should go ask Dean. So I asked Dean on his stream. He told me. They were in voice chat. He told me. Kayla told Dean this. They told Flash this. Flash came and called me, and that's when he questioned me about this gay ops Discord server that Senpai was running. And it turned out to be a fluke. So, these are her things. Now, all of a sudden, something they passed down as a fact, it came from Kayla's mouth. Kayla and Dean's mouth. I'm not just blaming Kayla. Dean was there too, because I have the DM here. This is the DM that was being passed around in November. Right? Again, now all of a sudden it's alleged. Now that's just a rumor, but Emish flipped out about that rumor. Of course. And look at what she does. But Bae started the rumor. My girlfriend started the rumor. My own girl started that rumor. My own girl would throw me under the bus to a bunch of people that she was already having issues with, right? Bae stopped trusting Kayla after a while, right? But no, she still confided in Kayla and Shadow that I was going to expose these people. And a few days ago, Crow was talking about how I trashed Flash, apparently. He admits to accusing me of it, right? But, again, a year ago, you know. We're going to go over why this doesn't make sense, right? But she did wimp out and delete the DM about it. She sent Shadow, though. So, Kayla, once again, Shadow, if you're listening to this, this is why you got banned from Bae's Discord server. Because of shit like this. Kayla inserts other people into it. You guys saw it before. She told me to ask Sushi about the stuff that Sushi said. Guess what? Someone asked Sushi. Sushi admits that she's never spoken to me before. Kayla remembers that we've been in multiple voice chats together talking to each other, though. So who's telling the truth? Right? She did wimp out and delete the DM. So of all the DMs Bae has ever had, she chose to delete that one. But she told me that in VC, so I had no proof that it was even a thing to mention. But she was telling me just a second ago, we went over this, that I made a claim and I have to back up my claim. But if it's not true, it's a rumor she started. Bae started this rumor now. Now, we've already established that through Dean, because this is Dean's DM here. This was the DM that was floating around back in November through an alt account being sent to Tug and being sent to others. Now, guess what? We already established that Kayla and Dean, Kayla told Dean, and they told Flash this. We established this. That is a fact. Because Kayla had the opportunity to clear this up here. In November, when I heard about this DM, I saw it, and I went into BPM server, Crow server, whatever. They're all there, right? I assume Dean was there as well. Okay? And I said, oi, this DM has been floating around via sock accounts. Don't really care when it was said, but it's being passed around this month, so that's the issue. November. Also, it's wrong. 1, I don't need Senpai to do anything. 2, don't think I mentioned making a video. I certainly wouldn't need Senpai for that. 3, implying I felt I lost my opportunity is subjective to Dean's point of view, and let me just say that's an idiotic point of view. This was during the Renfrew drama that they're referring to. Right? According to this, Emish felt like he lost his opportunity because Ren and her goons started to attack Tug. What idiotic take is this? That would have been the perfect time to go after Tug. That Tug was starting some infighting. He was there. He was a part of it. He was gaslighting it. Telling Senpai I was going to be a problem. Scrubbing me off of social circles. That it's a good thing that I don't upload anymore. You guys remember the DMs, right? You guys remember that. None of this stuff adds up. You know? So, I did my part. Right? Did my part. She gets butthurt. This is later in the conversation. So, I pretty much get her to admit that she did know about this DM. She knew about it. She knew about this DM that was passed around via sock accounts, but Bay is the one that started the rumor. Don't you think that's something you would have told Flash? Hey man, I heard this from Emish's own girl. I heard this from Emish's own girl, man. At one point they were planning to expose you. That's not what happened. This is what happened. This is what happened here. You're a lying piece of shit. I'll give you the order. Okay? First this happened. Then this happened. Then me reach. This is a part of this here. These two things are the same. And then this happened recently. Now all of a sudden Bay started the rumor. Right? But anyway, I got her here. I pretty much got her. I don't know why she thought she could like beat me in a battle of wits here. But essentially discuss what? An out of context statement. Oh, how is it out of context, Kayla? If it's not real, if this thing was never said, if it was just a rumor, how do you know that it's out of context? If it's a rumor that Bay started, if it's a rumor that my own girl started, how do you know that it's an out of context statement? That's all I want to know. I thought you wanted to have the guys answer something. You are terrible at this. I'm showing her how she just fucked up. Oh, and Dean, according to Origami, you were in the chat. Right? All of you guys were talking about how Kayla got this. I think Kayla was talking about how she got this. Let her come at me. Can you confirm that? Can you confirm that? Can you confirm that for me, buddy? I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you, buddy. Aura says that Dean was in the chat. Alright, we're going to cover this, we'll cover Crow, and then we'll wrap this up. Maybe I'll do Crow tomorrow. I heard he's working on an exposed video. Piece of shit. I think we'll cover this. We'll probably save Crow for tomorrow or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. The stream's been long enough. I'll cover the Mean Girls drama first. We'll cover Crow tomorrow. I think Crow deserves his own. We'll cover Crow tomorrow. Crow deserves his own ass pounding. Anyway, what's the stuff around it, Amish? I'll ask. So I said it. I'll ask Dean. No problem. I'll ask Dean. What's the conversation around it? Do you know it's real? Sushi had people Photoshop Facebook messages before. How do you know this is even Dean? But I thought it was a rumor Bay started. Ah, I got her. I had her up here. I had her a long time ago. This is what Kayla does. Kayla throws people under the bus. She thinks she's high and mighty. She thinks she's capable of winning a battle of wits. Right? But she will fucking... She'll dump you faster. She'll dump you like a bad habit. That's it. She will drop you like a bad habit, man. I thought Bay started this rumor. This is what I'm dealing with, guys. So when they say that this is petty year-old drama, it is petty. You're absolutely right about that. Absolutely right about that. But this is what I gotta deal with. You know, it comes a point where you say enough is enough, right? Keep your stupid shit out of my. Just keep that shit out of my life. All right. I gave you guys chances. I asked you to stop lying, Kayla. I asked you to stop lying, Kayla. All right. I told you to tell Sushi to fuck off. I told you to tell her to fact check things, to stop talking trash. She didn't listen. Maybe she thinks, maybe you guys think you've made some friends over the past year. Good for you. You guys remember that tweet that I put out? You know? Maybe you guys think because you made some cool friends over the course of the past year, you guys are safe? I don't know. It's a weird assessment. It's a weird assessment to make. I don't know. But we'll cover Crow tomorrow. And maybe we'll go over the DM archives between me and Kayla too. Since apparently I leaked DMs, I might as well live up to my name. I might as well live up to it. But I guess we can go over a taste, right? I don't know, man. But yeah, it's essentially what I've been dealing with for the past year. I mean, of course there's more. You know, like, both sides say stuff. Both sides say something. Ultimately, their argument is that, oh, I inserted myself because I picked a side. Because I'm helping Senpai. Or because I'm helping Dean. And this is over someone forgetting Dean's birthday. I don't care about that. Has nothing to do with me. My point is, stop fucking with me. Okay? That's all I'm saying. As for Crow, I mean, I've offered him to jump in a voice chat. Hasn't done it. Again, he's probably going to try to compile some stuff. Maybe then jump in a voice chat, spin stuff. Lately, he's been spinning a lot. He's been spinning a lot of things lately. Let's go over one thing real quick, like as a teaser, maybe. As a teaser. Here we have my Kiwi Farms post, because I'm a big bad doxer. We'll wrap this up with this. Alright, and then we'll go over this stuff tomorrow. Yeah, happy late birthday, Dean. Just don't get mad at me, bro. This is what kind of upset me. He actually quote tweets me. Right? The only thing shady is your brain. I spoke to Prince Vegeta directly, which is true. He actually liked the tweet. I told him about it. He said no problem. He knows about it. I don't need you for anything. You suggested the doxing I stand with Vic too. And what do you know, ironically enough, it came out after, right? She has requested for people to look into people that she doesn't like. Also ironic. Now here's the thing. This is where Crow's a moron. Also ironic how Fantasy Soft gets exposed for lying to fans for money, and yet they helped sponsor a con you bragged about booking. Crow says, a lot of accusations and insinuations. Not much substance. What does this remind me of? It reminds me... It reminds you of sushi. It reminds you of sushi. Oh, man. Sushi actually tries to suggest that it's my fault. I should have told her about Fantasy Soft in February. We've already established that she didn't trust me. She thought I was shady. So my word to her holds no weight. Right? It holds no weight. I never made the argument of coincidence or conspiracy. If I said also, isn't it a coincidence how Fantasy Soft gets exposed for lying to fans for money, and yet they help sponsor a con you bragged about booking? Yes. Then I would be insinuating that she had something to do with scamming people for money. I didn't do that. I made an argument out of irony. It's more so comedy, if anything. The point is to suggest that trash always finds a way to lump themselves with trash. That's it. They're garbage people. The main point was to showcase that she's not the professional that she claims to be, that she's an idiot. Right? That was the main point. Okay? Now, what happens here, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. We can probably go to the post here. That's not the only thing. It's not the only thing. Play the end of your video to close. I will do that. I will do that. This is actually what kind of upset me. So after, he says a lot of accusations, insinuations, not much substance. What did this remind me of? He actually does the same thing. We're going to play this here. Where is it? YouTube video. This is Crow's stream. I'm not sure if he might have deleted it though. Might have taken it down. Let's play it. It's timestamped too.
The guy who donated to Fantasy Soft Entertainment, and turns out that now I tricked you all into doing it. No, you are not. No, I did not. Thank you, Kalinka.
You're a piece of shit, Crow. Never suggested that. I never claimed to have known about this for a year. You're stupid. Show me where I said that. But let's keep playing. That's not even the best part.
Look, I don't know what to say here. And the thing is, right now, because of all this stuff with Fantasy Soft Entertainment, I'm going to tell you a couple things that have been happening. There are groups, fruit-related, that live on a farm on the interwebs, who are going out and, to my understanding, are attacking conventions that are trying to book Vic because they're claiming that they're also using Vic's name to make money. Look, man.
Let's play that. You heard that? So now the farms are attacking conventions for wanting to book Vic. Because now we're claiming that they're just using his name to get money. Where are your sources, Crow? It's not to your understanding. You don't get to stream about a topic that I covered that you know absolutely nothing about. Lie to your audience, right? Lie to everybody here. It's to your understanding. What sources do you have? Where are your sources? Why do people, and this is where I'm probably going to wrap this up, right? Why do people constantly demand proof from me, receipts from me? They don't just stop and think. There's a reason Emish is saying this shit. There's a reason why Emish is acting like that. Emish hasn't lied before. Why don't I ever get the benefit of the doubt? Right? I'm not bitching about it. It's cool. No problem. But why don't you guys ask them for their proof? Why don't they ever get asked for proof? And I know why, in hindsight. Because I actually have a sense of obligation and responsibility here. I think people ask me for proof because I have a good track record. Because even though they know it's likely that I'm correct, they're hoping that I'm wrong. Not because they hate me, not because they dislike me. They just want to give the person I'm talking about the benefit of the doubt. And that's a normal human, characteristic. It's a normal human emotion, right? Benefit of doubt. The reason people don't ask this guy for proof, nobody asks him for proof, nobody asks Sushi for proof, maybe they know they're full of shit. And they simp for people on purpose. I don't know. Right? Maybe that's what it is. But you heard it straight from his mouth. In case the stream gets taken down, you guys can, just look it up. I made a post about it on the forums. The big bad doxer. Apparently a problem. Right? DA Talks did... he did something funny here. He actually, Crow actually accused me of making accusations. But then Crow himself makes the accusation.
Things have been happening. There are groups, fruit-related, that live on a farm on the interwebs, who are going out and, to my understanding, are attacking conventions that are trying to book Vic because they're claiming that they're also using Vic's name to make money. I'm going to tell you a couple things that have been happening.
Yeah. That's what I'm dealing with. None of us ever claimed that. None of us ever claimed that. I know, DA, you suggested that I play the ending of your video. I got a better idea. And guys, we're going to wrap up this stream by saying this. Now Crow apparently hates it he put out a tweet not too long ago about people like parody accounts kind of like saying some reckless shit to his girl. And I agree. Like, I would never talk about his girlfriend. I don't know her. She has no place. And I think the difference between my girl and his girl is that she has no place in this movement, right? And this kind of, she wouldn't know what's going on. Mine does, right? And it's not a slight at Crow's girlfriend, obviously. But Crow tried to bring, not only did I never said that I knew about this for a whole year, but Crow tries to suggest that, that I've known about this for X amount of time. And when I called, Gothic Sushi a moron, for bringing someone like Fantasy Soft to sponsor her event, a year after she's known them, by the way, he actually links a tweet, a video. He actually links, we can look it up right now, right? Who is Fantasy Soft? He actually links this video that Dragon Bay did about them. Right? He links this. He's like, yeah, Sushi's a moron. Also, that he links this video. Right? So he went for a low blow. He thought he had a gotcha. And I'll explain to Crow why he doesn't have a gotcha here. Alright? This video was uploaded July 17th of last year. The actual interview took place in May. Okay? May. This is now the hilarity of this is that an interview and a sponsorship aren't the same thing. Dragon Bay has never run a convention of her own. She's contacted conventions for Vic, but she hasn't run a convention of her own, right? And if she did, given her previous experience at her workplace, she knows that random people aren't just allowed to come in and sponsor your event, especially if they claim to be representing a company/brand name. So the point is to emphasize that not only is Sushi stupid for allowing a one-man company to sponsor her event, the Fantasy Soft Entertainment sponsored the event late January, early February of 2020. This year. About a year after Sushi has known them. This interview was done about maybe a month after she's known Fantasy Soft. And the irony in that, the irony in this is Couch Crows episode 4. Couch Crows episode 4. Rock the Dragon Bay Z. May 14th. Please consider supporting Fantasy Soft Entertainment. And in this interview, they discuss, her going to interview Fantasy Soft Entertainment, her ties with them or whatever. I don't know. He thought he had a gotcha. It doesn't work that way. It's a disingenuous argument completely. So Crow, you're a piece of shit. You interviewed Dragon Bay. And Dean, I'll do this for you. Dean, because I know it's going to piss them off. They also interviewed me too. Right? Since we like to bring up old shit. This is petty old drama. Right? Join us for the 3rd episode where this isn't Photoshop, by the way. Let's play it. Always.
Blown away. He's like, he said yes?
Just follow me.
Now, this is back when they were first on the come up, right? I think I was the first I Stand With Vic figurehead to come onto the scene, to come onto their channel, and I really like them. So Crow's gone on record as of lately to suggest that I told him, apparently, Flash is no good. That he shouldn't trust Flash. Never said that. I told them my issues with Tug, and my issues with Hero especially, right? And they knew about it. And no problem, I didn't mean to drag them in. The point was merely to suggest to them that since they are on the come up, since they are new, that they need to be careful who they associate with. If they're in this, if they're going to collaborate with people, don't come here to make friends. Do your thing, be smart, and be careful. That's it. Of course you shouldn't trust anybody, you cocksucker. Of course. Alright, but we'll end the video with this.
YouTube.com/Broly Power Maximum. On Twitter @BPM
And our special guest today is Emish is Live. Please introduce yourself.
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me. I really appreciate the invitation. My name is Emish, aka Emish is Live, @Emish is Live on Twitter. I'm a YouTuber. I upload videos every now and then, and I have a fair amount of influence, which is basically composed of support from awesome people like the people that I'm doing this video and having this conversation with. So let's do it.
Right. That's really gracious, man. Thank you.
No, I'm about to fanboy. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh my God.
Yes, everybody was
I'm
really
glad to be here.
excited that you accepted the invite today,
I was
buddy.
shocked.
Always.
I was blown away. He's like, he said yes.
No, I mean, okay, can we just get this out the way? Like, it's not that big of a deal. I'm humbled by people like treating me with a certain amount of respect, and I really do appreciate that. But it's you guys, whatever you guys want to have me on, just let me know, and I'll make time for you.
Well, thank you for making time for us today. Appreciate it.
No, I know. I appreciate the invitation. Let's do it.
As our guest today, one of the things we did want to ask you is just to give us a little bit more background about yourself.
Yeah, I'm a fucking scumbag. Let's go over Crow's DMs from last year. Now, bear in mind, I think we've established now, as we're closing off the stream, I'll do Dean that favor. I'll end off with this video. I'll end up with your video, Dean. This is before my interview with him. Now, I've never changed. I've done the same thing I'm doing now. Nothing about me has changed. I've always called it the way I see it. You guys remember the Go Shell Zen stuff, right? The GoFundMe disagreement with Tug, right? So in case Crow and company try to suggest that I never told them about Tug, there's no way that I only told them about Go Shell Zen. We actually had a voice chat, and this took place after the interview that we had, that I agreed to do, the interview I just showed you. And I told them about my issues with Tug and Hero, and I didn't like the way they handled it. They kind of created this sense of infighting, and they didn't back me up, right? They just left me out for dead because they had this, and it's not so much Hero at that point, but that mostly was Tug. But a year ago, he thinks I was 100% right on calling it out, the stuff with Ghost Shell Zen. 100% right. May 4th, 2019. I was right for doing this. I was right for calling shit the way I see it. I was right for defending myself. I was right for keeping people straight. Right? We're good? We established that? Right? But a year later, there's a lot of accusations. A lot of accusations and insinuations, not much substance. What does that remind me of? You are a simp. You are a simp. But, yeah. We can end. I mean, I don't understand what the argument of the video was. Like, I've been on your channel too. Does that make you a bad person? Like, no, of course not, right? It's a disingenuous argument. So, let's go. Because I did promise Dean. Let's do it. And we'll wrap up the stream. Give this boy DA Talk some...
Welcome back and thank you for
Some
watching
push.
the video. This time we won't be making a timeline. In this video, we will be...
Internet art.
Yeah, I remember you.
You remember me when I was a pirate at the bar?
Yes, I did. You know, somebody said on
Yeah. That's how you flex, I guess. That's how you do that. Anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. We'll wrap this up. Maybe we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back Sunday, maybe. We'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. Like I said, this video will be archived on the channel. It will be uploaded. It should be, at least, and yeah, hopefully you guys archive this stuff and back it up, because Sushi will just go on and tell people that I'm harassing her. It's unfortunate too, right? Should we let's put some salt on the wound here, huh? Maybe. Let's do something funny real quick. Can we find this pile of trash? Surprised I'm not blocked yet. Let's see here. What am I looking for? Let's see. I think we may just wrap it up there. Maybe. Maybe. Here we go. Nah, we got this. Even bigger picture. She's accused you of dishonesty several times. So if we're going to trust her, this is referring to Dominique Sky. Right? And this is the tweet. I said I've heard she's lied about Dominique Sky. I can't verify that yet because Dominique at the time didn't agree to talk to me. I don't know if she's still banished from Twitter, but if not, maybe shoot this away. Long story short, Dominique Sky, you know, did reach out. We talked, right? So, whatever. He says, even bigger picture. She's accused you of dishonesty several times, so if we're going to trust her, that's not the argument. This is why you suck at this. This is why you suck at this. Nobody said to trust... I could prove her dishonesty. Anyone remember Kamehakon? What an idiot. I did that. That was me. That was me. Anyway. We're going to wrap this up here. Stupid idiot. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, hopefully, depending on what kind of developments take place. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Hopefully this clarified a lot of stuff that's been going on, at least for my part. I may not be aware as to some other things that may or not, you know, been said or have happened, but for the most part, the track record on Sushi is disgusting. Crow's a piece of shit. This guy cannot argue. He's probably the, you know, this guy will make political videos and have some, you know, arguments against, like, Democrats and left-leaning people and stuff like that every now and then. But he argues like a Democrat. He actually argues like an AOC or a Pelosi. But, yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. We'll see what comes up of this stuff. This is another simp here. We'll see what comes up of this stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Till then, take care.